And good afternoon and welcome to the beautiful Gabba in suburban Brisbane for the round 17 NEAFL clash between the Brisbane Lions and the Redland Bombers. My name is Mark Kennedy and joining me is the encyclopedia of everything NEAFL, Bob Batty. Welcome to the coverage this afternoon, Bob.
Great to be at the Gabba on such a beautiful day, Mark. It's going to be a ripper day. All the skills should be on show here this afternoon.
No excuses in this game, as you mentioned. The conditions absolutely perfect. Not a cloud in the sky here in Brisbane. We've seen some very big results over the course of round 17 in the NEAFL. It started with the Gold Coast Suns defeating Southport by 58 points yesterday down at Fankhauser Reserve. The GWS Giants, they sprung what is an upset over Sydney University to win by 13 points there. And the welcome back to Stephen Caniglio and Brett Delidio show down there at Blacktown International Sports Arena there. And of course the Sydney Swans demolished the NT Thunder by 140, I can't even add up that many, 149 I think points it was. It was all one-way traffic going there. This game is second versus ninth, Bob. The Brisbane Lions have only lost 2 games for the year, but one of those is to the Redland Bombers.
Yes, it was round 7 down at Tidbowl Park. And they came out of the blocks flying, didn't they? They kicked 6-8 in a first quarter onslaught, the Redland boys. Now, can they reciprocate with that today? It's a big question mark in front of their coach, Lee Harding, and all the players. But look, they've got nothing to lose. They're on show today, and I reckon they'll come out fighting in this first quarter.
So 20 listed players the Brisbane Lions have this afternoon. Redland, they're going to be up against it. But, as you said, we expect them to have a real red-hot crack. A few pushes and shoves going down the way, down the forward line for the Brisbane Lions. And we're about to get underway here at the Gabba. Welcome to NEAFL TV. Crouching over the ball was the umpire. Perfect bounce. It's Archie Smith. Got the tap down, but Sol Cormick comes away with it. Got it from O'Donnell. Kicks it high, forward. And there's Damien Stephen, just got a toe on it. This might run out of bounds. In fact, it stays in just a little. Jackson Payne there with Jacob Allison. And we'll have the first throw-in of the game.
Yeah, good to see James O'Donnell in the ruck. He's been given first opportunity in front of the Kenmore boy, Jared Huddy. So, boy from Morningside having a crack in the ruck.
No real clear winner of the contest there. Batoli Simmons gets upended. Well done there by Lyons. Just tried to feed a handball back to Hanley. Couldn't quite find him on the first go. Eventually Hanley gets it off to Allison, goes down the line. Dawson's there. You picked him as your thoughts of being the player of the match today, Bob. We'll get to that in just a moment. And Yagmore picks it up for Redland, just hits a spearing pass, but unable to take it was a teammate there. Hanley comes the other way. And just inside forward 50. There's that man, Dawson. Gives it to the runner, Buick. Buick gives it over the top, and easy as you like. The first goal of the game goes to the Brisbane Lions, and it's Josh Clayton just in the goal square.
Yeah, good start from the Brisbane Lions. Good work from Sian Hanley, who really took the bit between the teeth, ran hard, broke the lines, kicked it long, and Dawson took a good mark, fed it off to Buick, and Bob's your uncle. Josh Clayton, first goal on the board. Good start to the Brisbane Lions. What can Redland do? They've got to answer that fairly quickly.
And Bob is my uncle. Hello to Uncle Bob down Adelaide if he is listening. So 1 goal straight, the Brisbane Lions. Redland Bombers yet to score. So an ominous start, the run and carry of Brisbane is going to be a feature this afternoon. Both sides like to run and carry it. O'Donnell gets over the top of Smith on that occasion. Lions can't clear it. Good pressure by Redland there. Clay Beams gets it off to Hanley. Hanley goes inside forward 50, over the top of Dawson, running onto it is close. He's got a little bit of room to move, gives it off to Buick. Buick turns around, goes back, and Jansen kicks it into close, and they'll have another shot at goal. So well put together and well worked by the Lions.
Yeah, look, that's one thing they do. First option, they give it every time. It's something that's in their DNA this year under their new coach, Chris Fagan, and that's what they did then. They didn't think about it, they just gave it. Close initially gave the handball and ended up with it, about the same position. So usually a very accurate shot. You would just about put this one in the book.
So kick it from about 30 metres. No great angle to speak of and no great problem to speak of either, because that's a goal. So 2 straight now the Bombers. Redland yet to score. We've only played some 3 minutes of this first quarter.
Again, Hanley off half back. He was instrumental in getting that ball out. Archie Smith did well at ground level. The ball was fed back and kicked it long, and there was numbers and Lions running and streaming into their forward line. So good work, young Hanley. Good start to the game for him.
He's been a bit of a work in progress, has Hanley. Of course, had osteitis pubis and also a knee reconstruction the first couple of years of the club, and then his brother left to go to the Gold Coast Suns. So he stuck it out very well, and we're seeing the fruits of his labour. In the middle again, O'Donnell and Smith. Give that one to Smith. Well done there by Rolls. Not a clean kick away, but gets it to half forward. Coming out to try and meet it there was Adkins. The Lions will try and mop it up. Paparone and Hanley were in there, but this time Hanley turns it over. Christensen goes up towards Clay Cameron, who takes a good mark in front of Matthew Hamelman.
That's a good matchup, isn't it? Both very strong overhead. Hamelman has played a lot of forward games this year in the NEAFL, kicked a lot of goals, but it's a good matchup, him and Clay Cameron. Good hands.
So Clay Cameron, the former Gold Coast Sun, he's going to come around and kick it across his body. As we see all so often, it's just hung up in the air, goes across the face, and the ball goes out of bounds. Paparone just tried to fool the boundary umpire. There's no fooling those guys, though. No response by the umpires fraternity sitting just to our right, Bob.
Yes, well, umpires today, Andrew Adair, Kane Nund and James Strybos.
So Smith down to Allison, got it out of defensive 50. Dawson coming through, there is close. Just a bit of an indiscriminate handball, gives it to Freeman, to Beams, feeds it off to Clayton, now to Jansen. Jansen inside forward 50, and the run was very good, but unable to take the mark on that occasion was Cutler. So Lions for Redland took it away and got it to Clay Cameron on the rebound, but they're stuck at half back.
One that he should have taken, wasn't it, Cutler? He had it in his hands and just not strong enough.
The hyphen, that's Batoli Simmons looking for Goodall. There's Brad Howard, NEAFL operations man on the ground here in Queensland. Eventually the ball ends up with Adrian Williams, who gets it to Yag Moore, the former Collingwood listed player. Kicks a bullet-like pass in the centre of the Gabba and finds Sol Cormick, the boy from Nambour. And he goes wider to Miller. Miller looking for Rolls. I like this kid. Kicking's not his strength, but on that occasion, that absolutely made a mockery, what I've said. And he finds Christensen in the pocket.
Well, maybe he's a left footer, Kanga. That one just like an absolute tracer bullet onto the chest of young Christensen, who in the previous game, I mentioned round 7, kicked 4 goals. So he might like playing against the Brisbane Lions, this young fella.
And of course, his brother is injured for the Brisbane Lions. Allen is the runner today, I think. So Aaron goes for goal, and they like it. And there's the first for the Bombers. They narrow the margin to 1 straight kick. It's 2 straight goals to the Brisbane Lions and 1 straight one to Redland.
Yeah, good work, Jack Rolls. Like, you're right. I'd say all the recruiting people probably looking at Jack over the last couple of years sort of said disposal, question mark. But, gee, if he can continue on that vein in hitting that laces out and putting probably a dent into his stomach, went that hard and straight to Christensen, that's going to really change their opinion. So well done, Jack Rolls.
And who knew, least of all, that he was a left footer. Great pass, and we all know, in all seriousness, that the players work extremely hard on both sides of their body. So well done to him. Another wonderful bounce in the middle. Smith. Beams is under pressure from Batoli Simmons. That's Lyons for Redland, gets it off to Lambert. Lambert to half forward. On there by Jack Clayton. There's Thompson. He tried to give it off to Batoli Simmons, but Gruer was there. They'll know each other very well, they're teammates. Hanley to Gruer, to Clayton. That's a young Clayton, Jack. They're just messing around here. The ball end up with Hamelman. He got it from Hanley, and now, oh, no, they're not going to quite be out of trouble just yet. So the pressure on the handball was good by Redland. They might force a turnover. Payne and Adkins are in there. The tackle had to be applied to hold it up, and it came from Hamilman. So well done by Redland to keep it in the area.
Yeah, well done, Jackson Payne. Look, playing against his old team, and I'm sure he's got a lot of mates out there, but really worked hard to keep that ball in their forward line.
Archie Smith got the hit out, found Payne, but he was dispossessed. And he was thrown down after he handballed it away, so he'll win the free kick, Jackson Payne. So Brisbane cleared the ball, but not before the free kick was paid. So directly in front, he'll have to kick it from about 22.5 metres out. Had my ruler out. So it shouldn't be a problem for a player of his calibre.
No, certainly not. There's been a little bit of wayward kicking over the weeks for Redland, but I'd back him from here. Beautiful conditions. Knows the ground well, trained here for many years. Put this one in the book, Kanga.
That's the voice of Bob Batty. And he is the encyclopedia of NEAFL football, and he knows what it's about. So Redland, they end up all square. Brisbane kicked the first 2 goals of the game, and they were answered with the next 2 by the Bombers. We've played 9.25 minutes of this first quarter.
Well, that's fantastic work by the Bombers to get back into this game. You'd think after the first 3 or 4 forays forward from the lines and the ease in which they kicked their goals, you would think there was going to be a long, hard job for them in this first quarter. But they're back to where they started. Let's see who gets the next one.
So that was his 38th goal for the season. So 37 goals and 30 behind. So a little over 1 and a bit goals to every behind he kicks. Not a great ratio, but not a disgraceful one either. Ball back in the middle. Huddy in the ruck now against McInerney. Picking up his Buick though, has his kick smothered by Walker. Ball at half forward. Bailey Lambert, clever handball up, gives it to Luke O'Sullivan. He puts the skates on, has a bounce, has another. Tries to handball over the top, can't do so. Paparone does well under pressure. Jansen spins out of a tackle. Handball wasn't that great. Campbell Walker. And the ball ends up with Lambert. And inside forward 50. And it was a push on the marking contest. Goes against Payne. And will go the way of the Lions, and they want to play on. They traverse from pocket to pocket. On the outer side, back pocket, find Hanley. And Clay Beams has it here, and he is away. He's got players ahead of him, one of which is Dawson. He'll pick it up on the bounce, and he does so now. Has Freeman on the lead, but has open goal ahead. Just chips it, looking for a target and finding one. The kick was measured wonderfully and finds Sam Skinner, the boy back from the knee reconstructions.
Yeah, well, look, usually plays down back, doesn't he, Sam Skinner? But the boy from Moe and Newborough will go back and go bang and kick the Lions' 3rd goal. Good answer from the Brisbane Lions. They're under pressure there. Jackson Payne gave away the free kick to Jack Payne. So Jack Payne versus Jack Payne.
It's a lot
no
of
gain.
Hurt. A lot of hurt on the Payne. So the margin now, 1 straight goal for Lions leading, 3 straight 18, the Bombers, 2 straight 12. We've played 11.5 minutes of this first quarter.
Good to see him try Sam Skinner up forward. He was in the juniors for Gippsland Power. He played up forward in his 17th year and showed some fantastic attributes and was in the AIS Academy. And haven't seen him up forward since he's got to the line, so we'll see what he can do today. Beautiful conditions for him.
Bouncing magnificently again. McInerney was first up. Batoli Simmons, no surprise to see him under there, laying a tackle. And the umpire will ball it up yet again. In fact, it was Bailey Lambert with the tackle. No real clear winner, although McInerney just gets it on the boot, kicks it high out to the wing. And straight off his chest, it was Damien Stephen. This is line for Redland. Good handball. Finds Thompson, the stalwart. Kicks a short one. Finds Bailey Lambert. He's pushed forward. Well done by him. Close. Interjects. He's had to push down back. Well, Clayton. That's Jack Clayton. Gets it down. Finds a teammate out there. Now the ball out to the wing. Skinner pushes back on it. beaten on this occasion. That was by Williams, but the Lions come away with it again. This is Corey Lyons. Hits the lead-up target, that's Dawson. Has a player in front, it's Buick, and he's got time and space. He'll run over the top. It's just a matter of whether he'll kick it or handball over the top, and he kicks. Another one for the Brisbane Lions. And they're right away here. So they kick the first two. Redland kicked the next two, and the Lions kick the next two again.
Well, can Redland kick the next two and even it up again? But look, good work from the Brisbane Lions. Corey Lyons been a good stalwart for them this year. Around the midfield, gets the ball moving from stoppages and has got good vision. Chipped it up beautifully. Dawson ran onto it, and a beautiful kick to Buick. And he could have either run in and kicked it himself, which he did, or give the ball over to Jansen. But good work from the Lions. Their skills have been very good, haven't missed many targets. If they keep their focus, they can really put a bit of a space in to the Redland team in this first quarter.
They are sitting second on the ladder, just the two losses. One of which come against Redland, the other one against the ladder leading Sydney Swans. But underway again. And they'll take it away. Well, I was going to say they'd take it away, but Lyons, he spent it before he got it. In fact, it was Allison spent it before he got it. Hamilton end up with the ball from Grua. Go back in the middle of the ground. It was a dangerous kick. Didn't come off to McInerney. And now getting hold of the ball is Cameron Reeves. That's the man with three names. Darcy, Cameron, Reeves. The ball ends up going inside forward 50. A good kick to him. And that was Jackson Payne with the footy. And he'll have another shot at goal. Well done by Redland. And it came from Luke O'Sullivan, the kick.
Well, his confidence will be up. That was good work. Paparone was complaining about the fact that he grabbed him by the jumper and threw him out of the way to get some space, but that's good forward play. It's what you need to do. And Jackson Payne, he's got a point to prove here today. Can he bang through his second?
Kicks it from 42 metres, and he looks like he's got this one right on the money. Good kicking is good footy, and we've seen 7 straight goals to open the game. 4 the Lions' way, and now 3 the Bombers' way, the lead. 6 points to the Lions, 15 minutes gone first quarter. Yeah. And that is Jackson Payne. He's got 2.
Yeah, well, you mentioned he's kicked a bag of goals. That's was that 39 now he's up to, so he's got to his number. He's certainly going to go past that the way he's playing. But look, as I said, he probably got a burning point to prove today. The Lions did drop him off their list, and he's really going to work hard to try and say, well, hold on, I'm as good as these blokes I'm playing on. And a good start from him and a good comeback from the Redland Bombers.
So he's second on the NEAFL goal-kicking list behind the majestic Darren Ewing with 58. Payne's got 39 now. We're underway again. Bit of a gang tackle there from the Lions. Holds the play up. Just to the slightly to the outer side, still on the wing. O'Donnell and McInerney. No real clear winner. Picking it up there is Jansen, just feeds it back to Hinge. Captain for the day, back to Jansen. And the left foot hit close, beautifully. Close, goes over the top. And it was a very good kick and finds Cutler right in the square. And he'll go back and kick the ball from right in front and put another one. And that'll be goal number 8 for the game so far, 5 of which have gone the Lions' way, 3 the Bombers' way. The lead, 12 points, 16.5 minutes. And Bob, free-flowing football both ways.
Yeah, look, it's good to watch, isn't it? Like, certainly, I'd say Cutler and Dawson are going to cause a lot of headaches up there with their speed and the way that they mark the ball. And certainly Cutler, one thing that the Brisbane Lions players have done, they've selected on merit. If they've played well in the twos, they've pushed them up. If they haven't quite played that well, they drop them back in the twos. But the thing I like is when they come back, they're doing all the team things and they're playing the right role. So Cutler, he's got a chance today to say, well, okay, I'm good enough to get back in.
Plenty of goals. Raining goals, one might say, but it certainly isn't raining anything wet here just at the minute. Smith gets it down to Lyons. Half forward again, close. Good tackle there. It came from Boyd Bailey. true centre-half forward will have a ball up. Just wonder if things are going to tighten up at some stage. Archie Smith gets it down. Ball eventually comes the way of Brad Howard from half back. He goes to half forward. Clay Cameron was the target, and easy pickings there for Hamilman just to punch the ball over the boundary line.
As I mentioned, that's a good matchup, isn't it? They're both probably nearly 200 centimetres, Matthew Hamilton. He's a good size, big body, and Clay's very good with his hands, so it'll be a good matchup.
Lyons lays a tackle for Brisbane on Cormick. And of course, this is the curtain raiser for the Lions taking on Carlton later on this afternoon. So if you are tuning in to NEAFL TV, come down. Perfect conditions to come watch some footy. That was Jack Clayton. He was upended. Cameron Reeves, he got the ball forward but couldn't find a target through the hands of Jack Clayton again. Vitali Simmons can't quite get enough on it, and Brisbane, they can clear here. Corey Lyons, he just runs the ball over the boundary line. It was very close anyway.
One of the boys that's really had a consistent season at NEAFL level has been Jared Jansen. He's played a ruck rover role and doing it well again today. He's get around the mark.
Cormick got the clearance. Hanley's there with Thompson. Brad Howard couldn't quite get a handle on it. Paparone has his handball smothered, but Hanley will get it back to close. And Brisbane, they're away up to the wing. Scott Miller with the good spoil. Then can't quite lay the tackle on Allison, who broke free. Running onto it here is Freeman. Inside forward 50. He can shoot for goal. And there's the first blemish for the afternoon. 5-1-31. The Lions, the Bombers, 3 straight 18. Played nearly 20 minutes of this first quarter.
Yeah, mid-chance should drag him. No, only joking. No, it's someone's going to kick the first point, and John O'Freeman, unfortunately, was the man as they bring it back in.
A bit too relaxed is the boy from Noosa on that occasion. Shot for goal. Close lays a very good tackle there. Jansen with the quick handball. Now to Cutler. That looks online until a post jumped in the way and hit it, so it'll only be the one behind. Had a good angle on NEAFL TV there. Just tried to measure it through Cutler.
This bloke's had a great month of footy, hasn't he, Williams? And it's he's got his work cut out today, though, against Close, as Jansen takes another mark.
You think he's just lining up for a big day, Jansen. Just puts it back in the pocket. Close can have a run at it. Freeman's there as well. Went for the second bite of the cherry and couldn't quite hold on to it. Then lays the tackle. Emerging with the ball is Skinner and kicks a clever goal. And that's his second. And the Lions extend to a 20-point lead, 6-2-38. The Bombers, a 3 straight 18. 21 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Yeah, good on you, Sam. 2 goals in the first quarter. He'd be very happy with that. He's probably been back 6 or 7 weeks now from that knee reco, his second knee reco. Unfortunate one last year when he was picked to play. And at training, unfortunately, did his knee. So, look, he's not far off a senior game. I'd certainly try and get him back up into the senior team between now and the end of the year for the Brisbane Lions and have a good look at him. But he's looking the goods today up forward.
New lease of life, perhaps. Add another string to the bow. We're underway again. No clear winner in the ruck. Trying to come through was Agrua. Allison was out there as well. Also Clayton. Ball goes Redland's way, and coming out to meet it nicely was Clay Cameron. We talk about that matchup. And as Bob Batty, a senior coach at NEAFL level, would love some of these great matchups to keep testing the players. And Clay Cameron is that type of player that Matthew Hamilman will be that thing to try and help propel Hamilman back into senior play. And of course, Cameron, he'll be looking for another opportunity at AFL level.
Certainly so.
Kicks it from right on 50 and kicks it well. So they keep it nice and neat on the scoreboard. 4 straight, 24, trailing the Lions. 6-2-38, 22 and a half minutes gone. And you think he's any chance to resurrect his AFL career, Clay Cameron?
Oh, look, he's probably on the outskirts of the radar. Like a lot of clubs looking for tall marking options, both back and forward. He can play both roles. Just seemed to lack when he did get the opportunity at the Suns. Just lacked that real, I suppose, a killer game where he really put his mark on the game. And unfortunate for him, but he's going to keep working hard and keep trying his best. One big wrap there for young Bailey Lambert on the wing there. He's been quite good in this first quarter. He's done very well. Of course, the son of Craig.
And he was in there again. Couldn't come away with it. Batali Simmons, he's wrapped up in a tackle by Clay Beams and will go again. Just adjacent to the centre circle here. And the beautiful Gabba. Curtain raiser to the Brisbane Lions Carlton game. Buick gets it going forward. Punched away from Dawson, but here's Corey Lyons. Little chipping ball, finds Skinner again. He wheels around quickly. Inside forward 50, will go over the top. And there is a holding free kick given. It'll go against Mills, and it'll go the way of the boy from Noosa, John O'Freeman. Did you see much of that one, Bob?
There was a little jumper pull. It was, hardly stopped him in his tracks, but at the same time, if it's there, it's there. The umpire saw it and he's picked it out. That's good, yeah. So Mills was vociferous in his denial of what he did. But yeah, John O'Freeman, the Noosa boy, as you mentioned, he's kicked a fair few goals so far this year for NEAFL team, and here's another one.
So he kicks it straight through the middle. That's his first for the afternoon. So the Lions move further in front. I'm still trying to work out what vociferous means.
Vocal. Very vocal.
Vocal?
Vocal.
Right.
As in the chords. Vocal chords.
Okay. Thank you, Bob Batty. Not only is he the encyclopedia
Thesaurus.
of NEAFL football, he's the thesaurus and the dictionary. I need the dictionary. So the margin, 20 points, 7-2-44. The Bombers, 4 straight, 24.
Be a good Scrabble word, wouldn't it? Vociferous. But you get a few points for that one in a triple play.
Betty, the board game master. We go again. Archie Smith doing well. We'll get some stats in a little while. There's Bailey Lambert, gets it out of the middle to half forward. Unable to take it there. Batali Simmons. Brewer. Buick feigns a handball. Did it nicely, held on to it. Here's Clayton. Josh Clayton up towards Big McInerney, but just working his way to the front there was Dawson. He's just unheralded as a marking a contested marker is what I'm trying to say.
I remember as a junior going out and watching him for Redcliffe at under 15. I reckon he took 30 marks that day for Redcliffe, and yeah, very good in the air. Good balance.
So Liam Dawson shoots him. Looks to be to the near side. The umpire agrees with me. So 7-3, 45. Bombers, 4 straight 24 as Yagmore holds on to the ball, and he'll probably give it that big left hoof. And he does exactly that to the outer side. And a good mark taken in front there by Adkins, I would have thought. Yes, umpire pays it. Goes forward. There's Frost right there with Payne on that occasion. Just sat up high enough for Jack Frost to ice it over the boundary line. Do you like that pun?
Yes, it was. Jack Frost. Yes, you don't get many Jack Frosts up here, up this neck of the woods, but I'm sure they're getting them down south. But yeah, just a poor ball drop, isn't it, with Dylan Atkins? He just holds the ball too high, and unfortunately for Payne, it's stuck in the air too long. Archie
Smith got the hit out. Coming through there was Damien Stephen. Gets it back to Miller. Miller goes down the line. Well done there by Payne. Archie Smith, as Payne couldn't hold on to it, gets it back to Hamilman. Goes to half forward for the Lions. Dawson can't affect a mark on that occasion. Well done there by Miller. Also Goodall, who affected the spoil. Cormick now to Batali Simmons, the hyphen. That's a bad kick in the middle of the ground. Just allows the turnover to happen. Coming through there is Cutler. Got it from Buick. Beams quickly off to Allison. They'll go back. Give themselves a little bit of room. Now Hinge He gives it to Jansen. I'm not sure Jansen knew which way he was going there for a second. He looked to kick it way backwards. Now he goes down deep in forward, and there's that man again. It ended up being a 2-on-1, and he was the free man that could just edge his way around the 1-on-1 to affect the mark.
Yeah, he nearly marked that with his chin there. It was just in a sort of an awkward marking spot, but he's held on to it. Missed his last shot at goal. That's been one of the things with Liam. He can spray the ball a bit, but in these conditions here, he should go back and slot another one.
So Liam Dawson kicks truly. And the margin is just a little widening at the moment. Out to 27 points now. It's his first goal for the afternoon. Liam Dawson, 1-1 for him. And the score moves to 8-3-51. That's Brisbane. Redland, 4 straight 24.
Yeah, look, the Redland defence has just got to tighten up, don't they? They've just got to lock down a little bit more. They've just given them a little bit too much space and run, because certainly the Brisbane Lions through the midfield and running off half back and wing, they're delivering the ball quickly and accurately, but they've got to, Redland defence have got to lock down much tighter.
How good's your maths, Bob? Your maths good?
It used to be.
8 plus 3?
11.
That's how many inside 50s the Brisbane Lions have had so far this afternoon. So they've scored every time they've gone inside forward 50 so far. Pretty amazing, even at this level. The ball tied up at 40 metres directly in front of Redland goal.
No doubt their skill level under Coach Fagan and his assistants has really improved throughout this year.
Playing a tackle there was the Lions, just to hold play up yet again. Getting up from underneath there is Damien Stephen, man with 2 first names. Archie Smith just worked his way to the front. Here's Frost, ball squeezed out from him. Archie Smith kicks it high, right in the middle of the Gabba. Freeman went early. Mills stays down, close, applies a tackle on him though. Ball out to the wing. Jai Lyons for Redlands does well. Dawson lays the tackle though, so wasn't quite good enough. And the Lions, they'll queue up behind it, although the Clay Beams handball doesn't find Buick. Now Campbell Walker gets it off. Dylan Adkins, he's held up. Managed to get the handball off to Rolls. Handball's over the top to Yagmore. He'll look to go on his left foot. No, on this occasion he handballs. Now he'll try and wind it up and deliver, and just sees a nice target there in Jai Lyons. So right on forward 50. Looks very uncertain. He'll give it off to Yagmore. He'll line up, load it. It goes right to the line. Smith can't handle it. Frost can though. And the Lions will come away with it. That's Paparone. And they go out wide and find Liam Dawson right on defensive 50 out of side.
Yeah, 2 players I want to mention there. Jono Freeman and Archie Smith have got to improve their run and jump at the footy and protect where the ball drop's going to be. They both missed marks there they should have taken.
So Skinner doesn't find Jansen there. Cormick now to Bailey Lambert. He's finding the footy, although occasion finding Bailey Lambert's footy was Paparone, and he just belted it indiscriminately to half forward, and O'Donnell was there, takes the easiest of marks, gives it off to Adrian Williams. And now to Mills. Mills to Boyd Bailey. Goes on the left, finds Cormick. And just controlling the footy a little bit better here all of a sudden, Redland. So on the wing. Now they decide to go high. They'll look for Payne in the contest. Adkins is there, unable to handle it. Hanley can handle it. Kicks a grubber, ends up with Jansen. Flipped over to Close, now to Beams. They've got a little bit of run here. Corey Lyons just holds it up. Probably could have gone. It was a 2-on-2 down further forward. Now they go inside forward 50. And it was a great spoil on that occasion by Goodall. It was Clayton, now to Buick, and Buick wasted. He was looking for Clay Beams and only found Sol Cormick instead.
Well, they've changed that inside 50. That's an inside 50. They can get a goal. That's what Redland got to do. A little bit tighter in defence, and certainly put a little bit more pressure on the Brisbane Lions midfielders and forwards.
Got to get it out yet. And they do now, Redland. Archie Smith imposes himself on the contest, does it well. Now just chips the ball inside. It was over the head of Close. And that's a quarter time siren. So the Lions opened up with some goals. They were answered by the Bombers. And as hard as the Bombers tried to answer, the Lions just kept putting them on the board. 8 goals, 3 in that first quarter, 51 points to Redland. 4 straight 24 possessions overall, 106 Brisbane, Redland 85. Inside 50s are going Brisbane's way, 12-11. Hitouts 19-4, and clearances also going Brisbane's way, 12-9. How'd you see that first quarter, Bob Batty?
Yeah, look, good football, wasn't it? Like Brisbane Lions came out of the blocks, kicked the first 2. You thought, how far? Redland said, no, we've come to play today, and they've answered with the next couple. But, yeah, weight of numbers in the end and winning the ball at ground level. They've used the ball well. They've had winners all over the ground. You could mention probably 10 to 12 Brisbane Lion players in their best players. For Redland, I like the work of Bailey Lambert. He's been good in that first quarter. Jackson Payne and also James O'Donnell in the ruck has been okay. But look, Clay Cameron up forward. But look, Brisbane Lions, good start to the contest. They're looking good. A 27-point lead. That they're hopeful of blowing that out in this second quarter.
Well, we might take a break as the two teams go to their huddle. Thanks for joining us on NEAFL TV. We'll be back for the second quarter shortly. And at quarter time, it's the Lions by 27 points. And welcome back to the Gabba. It's NEAFL TV, the round 17 game between the Lions and Redland. At quarter time, it is the Lions by 27 points. Mark Kennedy's my name, joined by everything that is NEAFL, Bob Batty. How'd you see that first quarter, Bob? The Lions just a little bit too strong at this point.
Yeah, certainly a good start from the Brisbane Lions. Redland are having a crack, but it's going to be hard work for them in this second quarter.
Jansen's dispossessed from the restart. Hanley just gets a clever handball through to Beams. Beams just doesn't quite find Skinner at half forward, but they might retain it. No, in fact, it's Joe Lyons emerging with it, and Clay Beams lays the good tackle, wins the free kick 60 metres from goal.
Yeah, poor kick from Bean, so he's got it back though, so good tackle.
Goes towards Ryan Harwood, fresh on the ground, didn't play that first quarter. And Dawson gave the handball up to the opposition. The ball ends up with now Payne, now to Jai Lyons, has his kick smothered, goes over the boundary line. So opening exchange of the second quarter here. As we mentioned, not a cloud in the sky here at the beautiful Gabba in Brisbane, no matter where you are listening from this afternoon. And a big hello to Alan Carter up in Bundaberg. We know you're listening. We've got the word. And if you want to join in and have a bit of a comment on the play as we see Darcy Cameron Reeves upended, wins the free kick. And if you want to join in, make sure you leave a polite piece of feedback on our Facebook, Twitter, or the live stream. As the ball goes still at half back there. Redland just hold on to the ball there. Dylan Adkin gives it off to Christensen, brother of Alan. That's Aaron. Unable to take it there was the young man in Cameron Reeves, and the other hyphen in Batali Simmons is in amongst there as well. So the ball tied up right in the middle of the Gabba.
Yeah, they just got to use that ball a little bit better, don't they, Redland? They're chipping it around a bit. They just cannot afford to miss a target because the Lions will make them pay, especially through that corridor area.
Emerging with it from the stoppage there was Beams, just waxed with Brewer, and Beams just goes straight to Liam Dawson. You won't miss him this afternoon. He'll be everywhere. Goes long. The punch came from Goodall. Hit the behind post, we'll have it thrown in right beside the behind post. And the Lions are attacking.
Yeah, had too much space there. Running out and had plenty of time, Liam Dawson, 10 metres in front of his defender.
O'Donnell from the back rolls, didn't get a great piece of it via foot. Skinner got the handball off, looking for Cutler. Now emerging with it is Allison, goes around the corner and just off to the right. So one behind, so 8-4, 52. 4 straight goals, the Bombers. And Yagmore brings it back in, finds Cormick. Cormick kicks a little worm burner, was looking for Jackson Payne. He'll get the ball back eventually now. Hayden Batali Simmons, youngest captain in the NEAFL, finds Brad Howard, former Saint. Boy originally from the Darling Downs, gives it to Petty Yagmore, the boy who was on Collingwood's list. Looking for Goodall, close spoils. Coming through there, hard was Buick, stands in the tackle, but wrapped up by another one. Well done by Adrian Williams. And Paparone just gave it straight to Clay Cameron, who gets it back off Batali Simmons. They go to half forward, over the top, foot race on. Adkins from 40 metres out just chips it for goal and just rolls to the left. Much to the disappointment of Jess Webster, the NEAFL media manager, sitting directly to my right, if you can hear her in the microphone.
Yeah, well, I mentioned he's kicking, Dylan Adkins, like he just got to kick through that and he'll kick the goal. He chipped at it and the ball bounced on its end and went through the points. But yeah, look, he's winning the ball well, just got to use it better. Dylan?
Obviously, Jess Webster's favourite player is Dylan Adkin. That's Allison to Paparone. They're through the middle of the Gabba here. Goes backwards there, and it was a young man in Brewer. Coming through the middle of the ground. This is Skinner looking for a target and finding one in Liam Dawson. So he just keeps bobbing up. He's a busy bee, is Liam Dawson.
As I mentioned, just too much space again. The boy, Rhino O'Sullivan, Luke O'Sullivan, just needs to lock down and keep him within a metre. Giving him 2 or 3 metres, he's never going to stop him in the air.
It's mark number 7 for Liam Dawson already. He's kicked 1 goal, 1. The 10th possession coming up. He kicks it from 46 and he likes it. So that's 2 for Dawson. The first of the second quarter for the Lions, and they move to 9-4-58. Redland 4-1-25. It is the Lions by 33. Had to get my abacus out there just to make sure I got my numbers right.
Yeah, look, Redland really needed to get that first goal, didn't they? That was a big chance I mentioned from Dylan Atkins, and the ball comes in, back into play, and bang, a goal to the Brisbane Lions. They just can't hold them up, especially when they go through that corridor and they use the ball very, very well into a potent forward line.
I think any forward line that's got the likes of Michael Close, Jono Freeman and Liam Dawson in it, particularly at NEAFL level, they've got to be always dangerous. Oof. Slung into the ground hard there was Rolls. It was a ferocious tackle there by Jansen, but Rolls will emerge from the contest, goes long from 50 and just sticking the arms up far enough to clutch the ball was Clay Cameron. Well done there by the Bombers.
Yeah, good work, Rolls. Like we mentioned the one earlier where he beautifully on the left foot hit Christensen for a goal, and he's done it again to Clay Cameron. So good work by young Jack Rolls, the boy that was in the Lions Academy and is now really making his mark at NEAFL level.
So that's a second one for Clay Cameron. Simple as you like. And narrows the margin back down to 27 points yet again.
Need the next couple, don't they? If they can get 2 or 3 in a row, it really puts the game a real challenge to the Brisbane Lions. And they need to win the ball at ground level. Batoli, Simmons, Lambert back in there in the midfield. Huddy and O'Donnell not doing too bad in the ruck duels against McInerney and Smith, but they need to win it at ground level.
Leading possession getters on the ground. Jared Jansen has 13, Beams 11, Dawson 10, and 10 apiece for Cormick and Batoli Simmons for Redlands. And that's Batoli Simmons who got number 11 there. Boyd Bailey, that's forward. They'll just try and extract it. That was Yagmore. Awkward bounce for Howard. Runs onto it though, gives it off to Thompson. Just gets his kick away in time. And it was a good kick because it finds one of the 2 hyphens, Darcy Cameron Reeves. Goes looking for Clay Cameron, who straight in and out of the bread basket and over the line.
He's certainly proving a handball for...
a handball?
Yeah, handful and a handball. He's certainly proving hard to stop with Paparone. Paparone's got his hands full with Clay Cameron.
So ball in. Right on forward 50, Redland attacking. Archie Smith had front spot, just batted it straight down. Good handball, finds Josh Clayton. Freeman comes out to meet it. Mills is right there with him. He's just trying to get over the boundary line, was Jono Freeman, to force a stoppage, but Mills did well. And the tackle was a good one to keep him in and then win the free kick.
Yeah, good boy, Millsy from Rockhampton. He's worked hard there.
Unable to take it on the dive was Jackson Payne. And he's not happy with the umpire, suggesting there might have been a little bit of holding going on. Ball out of play. Have it thrown in yet again this time. 35 metres out from the line, from the Bombers' goal. Commentary side of the ground. We're on the Vulture Street side of the ground. Lux of Fortune ends up with Hinge. He'll give it to Hamilman. A little bit of run. Clay Cameron in close pursuit. Over the top, cleverly to Paparone. Just juggles it, goes to ground, so he decides to just go back. Over the top, looking for Allison. Has to pivot, stop, go inside, Hinge. And that is a push after the marking contest there by Matt Thompson. So it'll be 50 metres to the captain of the day. And that is Mitch Hinge, the boy from Mundalla and Glenelg. Goes out wide. Here's Jack Payne, the big unit. He's only 18 years of age. Goes right to the top of the square and taking a good contested mark. The bloke who likes to get on Noosa Main Beach and pump the guns. Few beach curls there was Jono Freeman.
Yeah, good work. Nice strong mark and good work, Jack Payne. He's hardly been sighted today, usually playing as a big, tall, key defender. I think he's had Huddy and Donald up there, but that was a good kick, very strong kick. He's got some power in that leg and well read by Jono Freeman.
We're right behind this on NEAFL TV. Doesn't look a hard shot from here. And Freeman makes it look easy. From the big guns to the big leg. He likes muscle cars too, apparently, Big Jono. And that's another goal for the Brisbane Lions. It's Freeman's second. And the Lions 10th. So double digits in the goals column now, 10-4-64. The Bombers, 5-1-31, 10.5 minutes gone, second quarter.
Yeah, an important 5 or 6 weeks plus finals for Jono Freeman, isn't it? He's been around the mark now for 3 years, I'd say, and had chances here and there. Hasn't quite got an opportunity this year with Hipwood dominating up forward and Shacky now back in, but you know, it's a big 5 or 6 weeks for Jono Freeman to keep his name on the list.
I would think this is actually his 4th year on the list.
Could be true.
At various times he's looked very threatening at AFL level. Found himself without an AFL game so far in season 2017. Redland take it a half forward, but the Lions try to repel it, and they will work it out of trouble. It was Cutler that got it off to Josh Clayton. The run of Hamilman. Now Brewer. That shock of red hair, the former Redland bomber himself, now on the rookie list. Kicks it inside forward 50 or right to the forward 50. Finds Close. He'll look for Freeman. And they tend to wax a lot, those two. And on this occasion, they do it again as Freeman. He'll have another shot for goal. Tighter angle, this one.
Yeah, tougher kick from that pocket over near the scoreboard pocket. He's got to probably do a bit of a banana here, I reckon, on the outside of his right boot to swing this one back around to go through right next to the Chemist Warehouse sign there.
Goes around, kicks on the right, the old banana, the check side, goes across the face. Well practiced by AFL players these days, but not quite coming off on that occasion for Jono Freeman, margin out to 34 points. Yagmore kicks a big bomb. Cameron from the back. Jai Lyons, he is absolutely pummeled by Mitch Hinge.
He unhinged him. Lucky he had that bike helmet on. Give it a decent whack into the turf, but he's okay.
He's a strong young man. He's Mitch Hinge, and he's a tough young fella. He's a little guy, Jai Lyons. Bit of a scrimmage from the restart. It was Cutler. I thought he might have got one, or given a free kick away for being too high. And the umpire will eventually come in and ball it up. Plenty of players around that contest. Jai Lyons gets up with the footy. Jansen was in there as well. McInerney, that's a push in the back, so it'll go against him. And at half back, it will be James O'Donnell. And that's not a great return of the footy from Cutler, but it's allowed to pass as O'Donnell goes up the middle. Darcy Cameron Reeves goes just forward to centre. Well done there by Jansen. Quickly wanted to play on there. Gave it to Paparone, and Jansen got it back. Just skirting a tackle there was Clay Beams to Close to Buick, right on forward 50, and it goes right to the line. Harwood just got a hand on it. Hot pursuit there was Boyd Bailey, and it was just off to the left anyway. So one behind, extends the margin to 35 points.
Yeah, he's a good player, Jared Jansen, at this level, isn't he? At NEAFL level, he's been solid. Every game of the year I've watched him, he's been probably in their best players.
Campbell Walker from Redland with the footy, gives it to Yagmore, right on defensive 50. Nice kick, finds Christensen. Still at half back. The Vulture Street side of the ground. Goes short. I was going to say finds Bailey Lambert, but no. Boyd Bailey it was, goes to half-wood. McInerney with the good mark under the hammer. Bit of duress. The handball, that was under no duress, but was just absolute tripe. Damien Stephen tried to give it to Thompson. Thompson thinks he's playing soccer. He just keeps it going off the foot. Pick it up, son. And now he's tackled there by Jack Payne. So well done, the young man. Clay Beams, he gets a handle on it. Now Cutler just turns, goes up the middle of the ground. A bullet-like pass finds Buick. They're away here. There's not many numbers forward of the ball. Harwood makes a lead on the outer wing. He's got it. He can turn. It's a one-on-one contest. Freeman, he'll go. And well done there by working Freeman off the ball was Williams. So well done there by Williams, and Redland can get out a bit of strife here in the ball with Cormick. Boyd Bailey kicked it to him, and now it goes to O'Sullivan on defensive 50. Has Rolls on the outer wing. Turns, goes further out to the outer side. Has Mills out there. Mills just chips the ball, looking for a target and finding one in Clay Cameron. They constructed that well.
Yeah, good work. Started from Adrian Williams in defence. Very good, the Tasmanian boy. Good strong mark. Looked like Freeman had front position. He just read the ball in flight beautifully and used the ball well. And again, Rolls. I just like the way he's using the ball today. He's been very good with his foot skills today. And Clay Cameron's confidence will be up. Could be number 3.
He's got 2. One in the first, one in the second. Very deliberate shot for goal. And this one just off to the left.
Hit the stick, I think. Yep.
Flicked the stick. So they move to 5-2-32. Oh, that was Josh Clayton. He just dropped what he should have taken. And despite the best efforts of Matt Thompson to keep it in, it rolls over the boundary line. Or go again with the throw-in.
They really need one here, don't they? Just to stay within a, I suppose a 5-goal buffer. They just need one for their confidence levels. They don't want to drop away in this next 10 minutes.
Ball in there. McInerney. Batoli Simmons is there. It looked like he was almost dragged off it. Clayton. It was Josh Clayton. With it back to Jansen. And what a pair of mitts that was right in front of us here. And that was Liam Dawson. The kick.
Bang.
Concentrating two-handed on his hands. Not enough on his foot. And Damien Stephen kicks it inboard. Inside forward 50 and cut off by Jansen. Intercept mark there. Goes out towards Hanley. Out of sight. Half back. Has one over the top. Paparone. Looking for the lead. On that occasion of Skinner. McInerney stands in the tackle. Hanley. He likes to get around a few. Loves a run and just chips the ball errantly. Batoli Simmons. He's in amongst it. And the ball tied up under a few outer wing.
I think that's the reason that Liam Dawson's playing majority of his football in the NEAFL level. It's a beautiful pair of hands, but just that decision to go inboard and pick out the Redland player was very poor.
So Brewer got it from Archie Smith. Now close. Gets up. Gets the ball. Dawson just goes for the pass this time and finds Clay Beams.
That's much better, isn't it?
Not sure where to go, Beams there. So looks like he'll take the time, push back, set up. Focus the arrow. So tight angle. Distance won't be a problem. Only have to kick it from 25 at most. Goes hard at the ball. And hit the post. So another minor. And the Lions, they move to 10-7, now to 5-2 as they go right up the middle of the field. It was Yagmore. Cormick will win the free kick. So it just helps break play up. And of players just flooding back in numbers. That's where they've just got to keep the ball moving, and that's a shocking kick. Cutler, he'll win the free kick, but Sol Cormick looked he's made some giant strides forward in his game. I really like his enthusiasm around the contest. He has a crack, but he's just got to improve that kicking.
Yeah, look, just as bad decision-making, wasn't it? He had 2 or 3 options and he was hesitant as Clayton goes out wide to Clayton.
Clayton to Clayton. No relation. It's a Clayton's Clayton. Hinge in the middle. Frost. Frost has got time here, but decides to go back for some reason. And then just bombs it up, looking for the tall timber. And Freeman! Went high, went early, got the ride, and got the guns up.
Yeah, no, confidence is sky high now with Jono Freeman. You mentioned the guns, but the hands have been very, very solid. It's ever since this tackle down here where he got stung for holding the ball against 2 Redland players. He's gone back and really focused on really jumping hard and strong at the footy. And his confidence levels are up. He missed one from the pocket. He should get this one and should get his second for the quarter and third for the game.
45-degree angle, comes in, just pushes out to the right a little. It's going across the face, and all the good work of the magnificent mark that he took comes undone with a behind. 10-8-68, 5-2-32. The Lions lead by 36 points. Approaching 21 minutes. Cameron went high off the Yagmore kick in. Cameron Reeves, Lions. Batali Simmons can't find the target. Clay Cameron was in there also. And this is just where you've got to make the Lions pay with a bit of continuity, because they're too good in the sense that if you give them time and space, they'll hurt you back the other way if you give it to them. Yeah,
they make space very well and run from the stoppage and always look for quick hands.
Archie Smith tried to get it to the back. Here's Huddy, the boy from Kenmore. And he can do no more as the ball's held to him. The Kenmore Bear is Jared Huddy. Now it's Redlands. Archie Smith out of fresh air and worked off the contest there was Skinner by Yagmore. Gets it off to Rolls. Rolls to Batali Simmons. Gives the handball to Huddy under pressure. In fact, it was Bailey. Payne just gives it to Paparone. Thought they were still playing in the same team, I think. Wrong colours. And the ball's going to be going the way as it's dragged in by the Redlands player in Payne, so winning the free kick. In fact, it was dragged in by Paparone, so it'll be Clay Cameron who wins the free kick. Goes short. There's Boyd Bailey. Very short, only just the required distance, I think, to Cameron.
This is a kick,
now
isn't
to
it?
Cormick. It is the kick.
Bang.
And it wasn't a good one. Allison cuts it off. Tries to put the skates on, gets through the middle. Forced to kick with his left. It's inside forward 50. Boyd Bailey does pretty well. Tied up there is Miller, and a good tackle from Dawson will keep the ball inside forward 50. And again, we're saying you've got to make the Lions pay with good, clean, effective disposal. Yeah, no, it was picked off too easily, wasn't it, by Jacob Allison, and yeah, good tackle there from Len Dawson to keep it in the forward line. Cutler leads the charge. Lions in hot pursuit, and they'll be happy to take the ball over the line. So 23 and a quarter minutes gone. Second quarter. The Lions by 6 straight kicks, 36 points. On the forward 50, Buick runs hard after it. Howard eludes him though. He'll just wheel around, look for a target and finds a good one in Matt Thompson. Gives the ball back inside. Here's Cormick by the foot again. What's it going to do? This one not perfect, and it just eluded Batali Simmons. Jack Payne did well, although they turn it over. Yagmore gets a scrubby one inside for Redland. Christensen's there, but Hanley's there first. Not sure where to go. Gets a dodgy little handball off to young Jack Clayton. He's taken high. And Christensen copped the boot of Clayton in the face as he was rolled over in the tackle. Bit of secondary fire. Yeah, good work by the 2 young academy players, Clayton and also Jack Payne. Good kick. Good kick. Finds Ryan Harwood. down the line. Finds Skinner. Skinner!
Much quieter this quarter, hasn't he been? Yagmore's really put the clamps on him a bit.
And they're just moving the ball around. Here's Hinge. Not sure where to go. Balances. Does Hinge and wheels around. Finds Harwood. He's had 3 possessions in this little foray. Now Jack Frost. And they've just got numbers behind the ball, Redland, so they're happy just to hold on to it. Brisbane, this is big Jack Payne. What a lump of a lad he is for 18. It's not a bad kick down the line. Finds Jansen. Jansen kicks it with a bit of purpose. Can't find Archie Smith. Just palms one off. That was O'Donnell. Handball inside to Josh Clayton. Archie Smith again. Now to Beams. He looks for a target. Coming out to meet it there. And doing it well was Rowan Buick. 40 metres out. Tight angle.
Yeah, look, he's been a little bit quiet today, Rowan, the boy from West Perth. 100 games with the Brisbane Lions. Been a good stalwart for them over the last 5 years or so.
Goes for the pass. Looking for Corey Lyons. Couldn't find him. Redland might win the ball back here. Batoli Simmons goes to the outer side. About 70 out from the Lions goal. Finds Jackson Payne. Juggled it, but took it well in the finish. Goes down the line. Finds Bailey Lambert. I like what he's doing in this game. Not sure about the headband, though. Adkins. Thought he might have got a free kick there. Jack Clayton comes through. Forward 50 for the Lions. Corey Lyons. Handball to Buick, now to Harwood. They're just looking for a target inside forward 50. Dawson's there. Goodall with the spoil there. Dawson's got it again. Yagmore, he'll pick it up. Feeds it by underground to Adkins. Now they're away. Rolls. That was Bailey. Howard. Bailey. Lions. As in the Brisbane Lions. And Jack Clayton ends up with it. A bit of a comedy of errors. Nobody could really hold on to it. And I guess the chance for me to catch my breath at half-time. 36 points the margin. 10-8-68 the Brisbane Lions. The Bombers 5-2-32. And Bob Batty, give us your thoughts and I might come back with some stats before we have a break.
Sure, yeah, only a 2-goal quarter there. So they've held them back a little bit, Redland, but they've only managed to kick 1 goal to themselves. So, look, not a bad effort there from Redland to stay within 5 or 6 goals at half-time. They've had some good players, Redland. The boys in the ruck have tried hard. You mentioned Bailey Lambert. Jackson Payne, very good. Clay Cameron, very good. And Jack Rolls, very good as well. But for the Lions, they've had winners all over the ground. Love the work of Jared Jansen. He's been most consistent. You mentioned Liam Dawson. Cutler's been okay. Oscar McInerney, the boy from Casey Scorpions, is really working his way into the game. And look, they've had winners everywhere. Young Hanley on the back flank's been quite good. And Michael Close hasn't done too much wrong either. They've had winners all over the ground. 5 or 6 goal margin. Let's hope that they can stick around that mark and keep working in the second half to stay within some sort of space of the Brisbane Lions.
So goal kickers, 2 apiece for the Lions to Freeman, Dawson and Skinner, and singles to Hanley, Josh Clayton, Tom Cutler and Michael Close, and 2 apiece each for Clay Cameron and Jackson Payne, and a single to Aaron Christensen. Possessions overall going the Lions' way, 208 to 162 Redlands. Inside 50s going the Lions' way, 26 to 20. Hitouts 28 to 9. So Archie Smith has had 21 hitouts in the first half. Clearances 19-16. Archie Smith leads the way there. He's had 4 for the Lions, while Jack Rolls has had 4 clearances for Redland. Leading possession getters, Jansen's had 19. Beams has had 15 and 14 to Buick, 13 to Dawson, while for Redland, 14 apiece to Cormick and Yagmore, with Batoli Simmons 12. Well, we might have a break there. 36 points the margin at the main break. Thanks for joining us on NEAFL TV. We'll see you after halftime. And the Gabba is the scene for this round 17 clash in the NEAFL. And welcome back on NEAFL TV. It's between the Brisbane Lions and Redland Bombers. And at half-time, it is the Lions 10-8-68, leading the Bombers 5-2-32. It was fast, free-flowing football. 15 goals in the first half. Only 3 in the second quarter, though. But the Lions kicked 2 goals 5 in that second quarter. Bob Batty is joining us this afternoon. Of course, I'm Mark Kennedy. And Bob, 2 goals 5. It could have been a lot more. The lead could have been stretched well out. Yeah, look,
they certainly had opportunities, didn't they? I think Jono Freeman missed a couple. There were opportunities there to... Liam Dawson was another one who sprayed a couple of shots. So, look, they could have probably gone in 7 or 8 goals up, but good work from the Redland boys. They've kept their nose to the grindstone. They certainly haven't used the ball well when they've got it, but they've worked hard to get it. And they need to continue that, be hard-nosed around the stoppage, because as soon as it gets free and a little bit of space, the Brisbane Lions look unstoppable.
So we're getting just about ready. Umpire in the middle of the ground. And we're away. McInerney and also O'Donnell in the ruck. Coming through there was a young man in Clayton. This is Rolls. Goes with the left foot. He kicked a bullet in the first quarter, which found his target. That one was a little bit more indiscriminate. Brisbane will come away with it. I'll go back towards Frost. McInerney provides the run on the Vulture Street side of the ground. Half back he is. He's got plenty of time to measure up. Just chips it up and finds Sam Skinner. Skinner at half back goes. Looking in the middle of the ground for Lions. Finds him. Goes out wide. Has a target out there in Hamilman. Now to the outer wing. Goes up looking for Freeman. Took a big hanger in the second quarter. Mills is right there with him. Handballs off does Freeman. They'll win the ball out here, the Lions. Harwood's the target. Takes an easy mark inside forward 50.
Just the way they moved that ball. Kicked it wide to Freeman. Freeman was held up and managed to get his arms free and get the ball out the back. Just seemed to have players everywhere. I'm not too sure where the Redland defenders were on Harwood, but he'll go back and have his set shot and big chance to bring up his first for the day. Goes bang, and that looks pretty good, Mark.
That's a good kick, and that's a goal. And the first one of the second quarter, the second half, goes to the Brisbane Lions, and it's Harwood, and he's got it, and extends the lead to 11-8-74. The Bombers 5-2-34. Only 2 minutes gone.
Yeah, good work again, Lions in the middle, wasn't it? Like, if Redland do that and go through the midfield and through the corridor and try and spot up a player, always seems to either get spoiled or miss the target. Lions went back through there, and Lions was good enough, Corey Lyons that is, good enough to take a good mark and set the ball up well through Hamill on the far side.
Where do you see Corey Lyons, mate? He looks a lively prospect.
He just finds a footy, doesn't he? Look, his brother took 3 or 4 years to break in before he settled into Adelaide's team and now Gold Coast. So, look, he might be a 3 or 4 year project.
Cormick gets a smothered kick away, going Redland way. Stephen to Batoli Simmons, goes forward now and taking the mark. He just stood in front. Hamilman thought he was going to just edge him under the ball, Clay Cameron, but Clay Cameron, too good. One-on-one contest. You go back, 45 from goal, and he'll aim for his third.
Always takes it at the high point, doesn't he? He was a high jumper as a kid. Won, I think, at least a state title, might have been a national title at high jump, and always jumps high and hard.
Lovely balance over the footy, and that is straight as an arrow. 3 for Clay Cameron. The first for Redlands in the second half, and 1 goal apiece to start this second half. And the lead goes back to that half-time score of 36 points.
Mentioned at the start of play it was a good match-up, Cameron and Hamilman, and Clay Cameron's certainly taken the honours, hasn't he? He's been very strong overhead, kick well. That's been one knock on him over the years, has been his set shots for goal, but he hadn't looked like missing today. 3 beautiful kicks and 3 goals to Clay Cameron.
7 marks, 11 disposals, 5 hit outs, so he's done 5 inside 50s and 3 goals, 1. So he's been busy, has Clay Cameron. McInerney went early. O'Donnell, Bailey Lambert, just tried to tow it forward. Goes again, puts it in the path this time of Batoli Simmons. Backward of centre, goes to half forward. Winning the race there is Hinge, decides to go this way and that way, swinging like a hinge. Miller, as Hinge's kick didn't hit the target. Lambert to Batoli Simmons, inside forward 50. Payne was the target. Froster's there. Payne applies the pressure, does it well. Swooping on it was Christensen, still inside forward 50. Campbell Walker rolls, forced to go back. Now at half forward, through the legs of Boyd Bailey. Campbell Walker, he's got it again, chips it up and finds Batoli Simmons in front of Corey Lyons. So they've messed around with it just a little bit, Bob.
Yeah, they certainly did miss some targets, but look, they're holding it in there, and good work, Batoli Simmons.
O'Donnell had a run at it, couldn't take it cleanly, then applies the tackle on Frost and ties it up inside forward 50.
Yes, I liked his intent today, O'Donnell. He's certainly not renowned for his speed and agility around the ground, but he's done a very good job today for Redland.
McInerney got the long beanpole arm up, grew up. In there also was young Jack Clayton. Applies a tackle on a Redland player. Stacks on the mill. Now Paul will ball it up 30 metres out from Redland goal, directly in front.
It'll be very hard for Redland to get a score from this stoppage. Have a look at the number of players around the footy. That's where the Lions do well. They get it out wide from the stoppage and off they go.
Kick doesn't go far. Atkins got upended. Buick off to Dawson. Handball hits the ground. Brewer swoops on it. Hanley back to Brewer. Loves to run, this boy. Shocker red hair from behind centre. Now running onto it at half forward is close. Approaches and goes inside forward 50. Goodall's there. Just got a hand in the way and holding the ball and let him know all about it as Yagmore takes the advantage, goes through the middle of the ground and finds Rolls. Yagmore gets it back again. Goes long. Payne's the target. Frost is there. But Payne wins the day. I thought Frost actually had front spot there, and he is not happy.
Yeah, he's pinched his pocket, but yeah, good thinking there from Jackson Payne. Like most players, when they're out of position like that, would probably try and punch, but he still gave himself a chance and just ripped it out of the sort of the hands of Jack Frost. And Frost is scratching his head, saying, "What's going on here? A shot at goal." That's what's happening.
So directly in front, 40 metres out, makes no mistake, and that's 3 for Jackson Payne as well. 2 in the first quarter. And the Lions have the lead, but it is narrowed somewhat, back to 30 points now.
Yeah, they're not giving up, are they? They're not going away, the Redland boys. And great work there from Peter Yagmore. We've mentioned him a few times today. But Jack Goodall was the one that did the saving tackle. Michael Close thought he had the speed to get around, but he didn't quite get there. The boy from Port Douglas put the choppers on him, and Yagmore was the one that ran away with the footy. And doesn't he? When he gets the footy, he's a beautiful user of the footy.
He's an eloquent kick on that left foot. It's deadly. 30 points the margin. Played 7.5 minutes of this third quarter here at the Gabba. Thanks for joining us on NEAFL TV. Archie Smith went early, but still got it to Brewer. Now gets it back, does Archie Smith. And up forward, just inside forward 50, right on the arc. Liam Dawson takes a mark. That was mark number 9. Goes for a target and finds Close.
Much better use from Liam Dawson. He gave Close every opportunity to take that mark and gave the defender no chance of spoiling. And Michael Close has a chance to redeem himself a bit. He took him on Goodall just before and had the ball, lost the footy and was penalised, but here's a chance. He's usually very very good from tight angles, Michael Close, so wouldn't rule him out from there.
So Michael Close, tight angle, distance not a problem, and neither was the fact that he scored it behind. I thought it was on target early, I must admit. We're on the wrong side of it, but the umpire didn't move enough for me to think it was offline. So a minor there. Our lines extend to 31 points now. Mills goes to Damien Stevens short. Right on the defensive arc on this Vulture Street side of the Gabba. Looking for Thompson, and that is just the easiest of kills when you've got Hamilman going up against Thompson in a marking contest. David and Goliath battle.
Yeah, 172 versus 199. That's a fair advantage, and never gave him a chance really, Damien Stephen, with that kick, but still, they're winning the footy. They just need to keep working hard.
Again, Beams, short, Miller's in the way, can't take it cleanly. Dawson just gets a handball off. Clever handball by Beams. Lions couldn't quite get it to Harwood, which is its target. Mills goes in hard, as does Beams again. Mills just rolls Freeman over, making sure he doesn't give him a push in the back, and the umpire will ball it up. So good desperation there from the Redland defence. Both sides working hard at the contest.
Beams and Harwood looking dangerous at those stoppages, aren't they? They're really hitting the contest at pace.
McInerney hits it to the back. Dawson gets it on the boot with no great purpose. Paparone flips the handball out. Skinner, high, close, one-on-one. Usually he eats them. Couldn't eat it on that occasion, but gets it back to Jack Clayton, and there's that man again, getting those arms up, and that's Dawson. Yet again, mark number 10.
You mentioned last night you called the Sydney Swans, and Jacob Dawson, is it, that plays for the Sydney Swans, and he's probably taken, I'd say, about a dozen marks in that game last night and 40 possessions. Well, Liam Dawson today has had at least a dozen too.
So Liam Dawson comes in, makes no mistake, and that's 3 for him. So the Lions push the lead back out to 37 points. 11 minutes gone, and I just got my stats up then. Jacob Dawson last night, he was everywhere. 40 possessions, 14 marks, 8 tackles, 7 clearances, 6 inside 50s, a rebound 50, 3 goals, 3.
Not a bad day's work. You'd certainly get in the queue and get your pay for that one, I think. But yeah, very promising player, isn't he? And one of those sort of Sydney Swans players that when they're given their opportunity, I'm sure he'll grasp it with both hands.
And it's Liam Dawson here for the Lions. 18 possessions so far, 10 marks, 3 inside 50s, a clearance and 3 goals, 1. The Dawsons have it at the minute. Got their name on the footy. Between the games, McInerney takes it out of the ruck. Goes deep inside forward 50. Dawson's under it again. Coming over the top there was Harwood. Dawson just taps it to the path of Jansen. Now Skinner round the corner. Attacking it there was Close. Good all, good tackle. Huddy, not sure where to go. Missed his left foot. Brewer misses a target, but Skinner's there. Jack Clayton goes high and just plucking it from over the back there was Adrian Williams, the Tasmanian, in defence. Hinge gets the punch away from the Williams kick. Jack Dawson gives it. Harwood just tries to run through traffic. Bailey Lambert lays a good tackle and wins the free kick. Well done by the young man, the 18-year-old son of Craig Lambert, the Richmond and Lions champ.
Yeah, look, he's been impressive today. I like the academy graduate, the way he's going about his footy today. He's buttering up. He's if he's not getting it the first time, he's laying a tackle, staying in the contest, and he's been very impressive for them today at Redland.
And here he is again. The ball from Christensen. Made to work hard there by Buick. Some draftable type there, Bob.
Well, look, on games like this, Archie's not happy with the treatment there that Hinge got. Is it Hinge that caught one at the back of the head?
From Jackson Payne, and it started a fracas behind play, and Archie Smith is down and not happy. He'll get up in a moment. But he and Jackson Payne exchanging angry words. But it started with Jackson Payne coming in late.
Don't know what's happened to his jumper there, Archie. Where's his number gone? It's disappeared.
An unhinging Hinge. Hamilman got the kick from Hinge. Kicks a worm burner and finds Close. So tempers frayed there. But it resulted in Michael Close going back and having a shot for goal. Getting up a little bit gingerly from that diving marking attempt.
Yeah, well, I mentioned Jackson Payne have a lot of mates here and playing against them, and he'd be really, really trying to work hard. And he's played some fantastic footy, but certainly you don't want to unsettle it all or unnerve it all by doing some undisciplined things. But anyway, that's footy. You get on with it.
Michael Close. 1 goal won this afternoon, and that fades out to the right. So 1 goal 2 for him. There's 5 marks for him for his 1 goal 2. Redlands bring it back away. That's Miller. Got it from Williams. Payne comes through. Off Hanzo. Batoli Simmons. Also there was Cormick. He gets it down the line. Right there was Hamilman, but Redland have the run of the ball here. Adkins. It's best I've seen him play. Goes inside forward 50. Christensen was the target. Frost was there. Heavy contact in the contest. And Frost lays a pretty heavy tackle on Thompson. And then Frost gives a free kick away for high contact going to Matt Thompson.
Yeah, look, a bit of frustration there creeping in. A bit of tit for tat, I think. Frost probably thought, I'm going to give one back here. Payne, his opponent, was the one giving out some on the wing. So, but yeah, look, you mentioned Adkins. He's just got to get better with that kicking, doesn't he? When he gets the ball and wins the ball, good agility, give the ball off. Give it to someone that can kick the footy.
So the kick goes for goal. And the veteran, Matt Thompson, he's a Redland junior. He adds one. And the margin now back to 32 points. And they're hanging tough, Redland. They're staying in it.
Yeah, well, it's I think at half time it was 36 points, so they've whittled it back a little bit. They've kicked 3 goals to 2 for the quarter, so good on them. They're having a crack. Look, this little bit of niggle's not going to help, not going to hurt them either. That's probably going to make them more disciplined as well, and really keep on the mettle of the Brisbane Lions. So well done to Redland. I'm sure their coach, who coached this team for many years, Brisbane Lions, is really wanting to keep that focus and really work hard in this second half for Redland.
And of course, you're talking about Lee Harding around the place. Jansen from the restart. Cormick gets it going Redland's way though. There's Payne. Batoli Simmons just straighten up, go to the left and finds Christensen just inside forward 50 on the Stanley Street side of the ground. Attacking the city end.
Not without a chance from there. He's a nice kick. He kicked one from a similar spot, maybe a little bit closer in. This might just test him, but he's certainly a goal kicker.
You look for a pass, and unmarked there was Hayden Batoli Simmons. So a little bit undisciplined play there from the Lions defence, not to push back in numbers and plug those holes. Had plenty of space there, Batoli Simmons.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think it's got them off their game a little bit, the work that Payne did over the wing. They've lost their concentration, the Brisbane Lions, and important kick from captain.
So the skipper comes in, 45-degree angle, and pulls it to the left. And now the margin is 31 points. 7.5 minutes gone. Hinge goes short. Back pocket. Hamilman to Clay Beams. Of course, big brother out leading the Lions later on this afternoon against Carlton. Down the line, there's Dawson, mark number 11. Good pass, finds Josh Clayton. He's got a bit of room to move, outer wing. Goes long, inside forward 50. Close is there, and that was bread and butter. Gives it off quickly to Harwood, and Harwood runs in as easy as you like and puts one on the board and extends the margin back out to 37 points.
Yeah, he's second for the quarter, Ryan Harwood. Good work, Michael Close, to give that ball off quickly after the mark. But it was just good ball use, wasn't it? Started from a kick in. They kicked a point through Bertoli Simmons, and they went the length of the ground without Redland getting a glove on it. And beautiful goal there. And good finish from Ryan Harwood, who started the game on the pine and was probably told he's only going to play a half, so he might not play that last quarter. He might be held back just in case something happens at senior level in the warm-up. You just never know.
You never do. Of course, if you're called up, you never say no, do you?
Oh, no. Gee, you'd put your hand out for two pays, wouldn't you? Seniors and reserves. NEAFL, I should say.
Coming away there, that was Beams with the smothered kick. There's O'Sullivan, just gave it straight to Josh Clayton. Right to offensive 50 mils with a big spoil, Bertoli Simmons. Good all. Ball through the middle. Having to go hard again was O'Sullivan, right in the middle of the Gabba. And this time the tackle will be affected. We'll have a ball up. Shadows starting to lengthen. 4:40 the main game starts this afternoon. The Lions and Carlton. Tipping it'll be a very competitive, good game. Both teams are going to be right in this. Great chances to win. As the ball's not going far in this game just at the moment. I'll have a ball up.
Just as they all start to tire, this is an important 5 or 10 minutes. A bit of red time here for Redland. They just got to hang in here now.
And they do that just for the moment. Huddy was tackled. And they hung tough with the Gold Coast Suns last week before being blown away in the last quarter, 8-1. So they'll be wary of that. Jack Clayton to Jansen to Buick. Coming through was Frost. Ends up back with Jack Clayton. The run is from Josh Clayton. Gives it to Corey Lyons and just goes backward just to maintain possession. Gets it to Hamilman. Play on's the call. And just getting to Jansen in time was the kick from Hamilman. Goes to the outer side now. Clay Beams, well done there by Bailey Lambert, affects the spoil and then lays the shepherd. Well done, young man. Jai Lyons, Damien Stevens. So Redland, we'll see what they can try and build here. Down the outer side they go. Clay Cameron. Been very good this afternoon. Not sure where to go. Lions push back in numbers, so just chips it over the top. Bertoli Simmons is there. Half forward. Goes short, inside forward 50, looking for a target, not finding one. Player down there, we'll pick up that one in just a moment. Might be O'Sullivan, I think, as the ball spills out of bounds.
Hyphen, I think you 3 names.
Yep, but it's Darcy Cameron Reeves, the man who went down. Bit of a buffeting in the marking contest on the lead.
Bertoli Simmons has lifted, hasn't he? Really working hard this quarter.
The ball from the throw-in will just dribble back over the boundary line.
It's a great contest when the match up there, Beams and Bertoli Simmons. You wouldn't want to owe them any money, Kanga. They'll be at you all day.
Adkins, give that one to him. Archie Smith, it's the awkward handball. Bailey Lambert, a good handball, but Adkins had his kick smothered. Jansen, handballs out of the congestion. Skirting around the boundary line was Campbell Walker, has his kick smothered by Close, then goes again. Inside forward 50, Jansen couldn't quite take it. Hanley ripped off the footy fairly, absolutely fairly. He goes again now though. Damien Stephen with another tackle, forces the turnover. Bertoli Simmons has his kick smothered. Cameron Reeves to Adkins. Now to Christensen. This way, that way. Not sure where to go. Goes backward in the finish. Bertoli Simmons kicks a little worm burner and kicks a goal. Well done, Redland. Terrific effort. Good team goal.
Yeah, you summed it up beautifully, Mark. That was team effort. It wasn't pretty, They messed around with the footy a bit, but the one thing they had was commitment at the contest and commitment to get the ball to their teammate. And a good finish there by Hayden Batoli-Simmons. I mentioned the fact that his work rate's lifted. That's going to even lift him to another level if he can keep finishing like that. That was a great finish and a very handy goal for Redland as we get late into this third quarter.
It was a captain's goal, wasn't it? It was one of leadership and one to try and steer the ship around. So the margin, 31 points. It was 36 at half time, back to 31 now. 4 goals to 3 in this third quarter, Redland way. McInerney took it out of the ruck, had his kick smothered. Lyons lays a tackle, but Redland would come away. Huddy, now to Lambert. Clever play, good presence of mind. Finds Brad Howard on the commentary side wing, goes down the line looking for Jai Lyons. Does well in the finish. He made it look easy when it was a hard ball get. Right to forward 50. Cormick tackled off it. And out of bounds on the full is the call. It'll go the Lions' way. So just as Harwood ripped Cormick off the ball.
Yeah, just need to get that ball out of bounds, didn't they, and keep it for another stoppage.
Good contested mark there by McInerney. And he was just holding on to the arm slyly of Huddy, trying to draw the 50-metre penalty there.
Yeah, umpire didn't fall for it as Oscar goes a chip. Oh, gee, is there still play on? Yes,
play on. Wasn't called the required distance, I think. So Huddy just reefs it out and then reefs it by foot inside forward 50. That's a good contest, one-on-one there between Frost and also Payne. And the Lions, they've got to work hard to get out of defence here. Allison just weaving, then belted off the ball, but manages to get his kick away just in time. McInerney finds it.
What's he going to do this time? That's a bit better, I think.
Goes out to the big boy, Jack Payne. He is a big rooster. Just 18 years of age. He's going to be some sort of player. Kick wasn't great. He kicked it to a 2-on-1 with Redland, and it was Sol Cormick that came up with it. He'll put it back. Inside forward 50. Paparone. Allison just tried to mess around with a bit, and then a high tackle for mine. Yep. Yes, umpire agrees.
Deserved.
And attacking the footy hard.
That boy again.
It's Bailey Lambert. I'll tell you what, he has had some sort of game today. We're not even at three-quarter time. For a young man just 18, he's had 19 disposals, a couple of tackles, a couple of frees for, 3 clearances, 3 inside 50s. And he might be able to add a goal here in a minute.
Well, he certainly deserves one, doesn't he? His work ethic's been fantastic. His second and third efforts have been very, very good.
Comes in, a little stutter in the run-up, stabs at it and misses it.
Just didn't give himself enough room in the run-up, did he? I think he got put off by the man on the mark, but that's one he needs to tighten up a little bit. Shots at goal.
Beams out to Paparone. Haven't seen a lot of Paparone today, really. Goes up the Stanley Street side, measured the kick well, found Beams right on the wing. Finds Josh Clayton, predominantly off half back today. Goes wide to Brewer. Just held up, plenty of players behind the footy for Redland, so Paparone will get it again. They're just playing a bit of keepings off, trying to find a bit of space. Young Jack Clayton. It's not his name, young Jack Clayton. I'll just call him young Jack Clayton because he is only 18. Now Michael Close with the ball.
Watch Clayton's younger brother play for Queensland, the under-16 national championships, and yeah, played well through the midfield, uses the ball well. Not a left footer like his older brother though. Used the right mid.
Frost, good kick, finds Harwood. Outer wing, a true outer wing position. It's a short one, that's Dawson on the lead. Looking for big McInerney, and he's got it. 55 out, right on the outer side there, on that Stanley Street side of the ground. Freeman provides the lead. He decides to go elsewhere, Buick, but Freeman doubles back, and he was the man up in the contest. Couldn't take it, and now Redland will come away. Yagmore with the ball. Goes towards Cameron. Hinges there and takes it good. Juggling, pressurised, contested mark.
Yeah, no, that was a great mark. He was under the pump, got a hand on it, fell to the ground and fell into his lap. So good work, Mitch Hinge.
Didn't go the required distance to Josh Clayton. Coming out to try and mark it there was Skinner, couldn't take it. Adrian Williams kicks a short one, still inside defensive 50, finds Campbell Walker.
I'm sure, Mark, that the coach, Lee Harding, would be very, very happy with that quarter there from Redland. 4 goals to 3. They were under the pump at half-time, 6 down. Would have been easy to throw the cue on the rack, wouldn't it? But full marks to the Redland boys. They've kept working hard, but the big challenge will be what can they do in this last quarter with the crowd rolling in. They might, hopefully they don't put the cue on the rack in the last.
Well, they got down as far as 42 points, the Brisbane Lions, after they kicked the first goal of that third quarter. But as you mentioned, Bob, it ended up 4 goals to 2 Redland's way in that quarter to narrow the margin to 30 points. It's been entertaining. We started free-flowing and then it's tightened up as the game has progressed. Still 7 goals in that quarter, though. And Bob Batty, what were your thoughts on the third quarter and the game so far?
Yeah, look, they haven't given up, have they, Redland? Look, they've had some really good, consistent winners. I thought Jackson Payne and Clay Cameron up forward have been great targets for them. Like the work of Bailey Lambert. O'Donnell in the ruck's been quite good. Their back line tightened up a little bit. Yagmore's been very good. Howard, very good as well, bit of experience. For Brisbane Lions, none better than Jared Jansen. Clay Beam's very good that quarter. They've had a lot of good. Corey Lyons won his share of the footy. McInerney started taking a few marks. They've had winners everywhere. Liam Dawson, Close, Freeman. They've looked dangerous up forward, but haven't got away. So good feather in the cap for Redland Bombers, and hopefully they can stay within this distance or impact it a little bit closer.
So on that note, at three-quarter time, 30 points a lead for the Brisbane Lions. We'll go for a break. We'll be back with you on NEAFL TV after the break for the last quarter here at the Gabba. And the players are heading back out to their positions after three-quarter time break. And it sees the Brisbane Lions 30-point leaders, 13-10-88. Redland 9-4-58. Mark Kennedy's my name on NEAFL TV here, joined by the guru of everything NEAFL, Bob Batty. And Bob, the Lions have been comfortable, but Redlands, they've really had a crack.
Certainly have, yeah. They'd be pleased with their endeavour and their tenacity at the contest, but they've just got to hit more targets and put a little bit more pressure on the Lions going forward.
And that's a siren to get us underway for the last quarter. Crouching deep over the ball as the umpire, and then bangs it in nicely to the turf. A great conveyance. You take a picture of that one, put it on a postcard. Now Beams goes out wide. Running is Harwood on the true wing position. Has Beams running for him, but Freeman was the target, just goes out in front of him.
You just worry that it just doesn't become a little bit too hard for them in this last quarter, Redland, and they drop their work rate. Because if they do, the Lions will really pounce and really impact them on the scoreboard. You just hope that they keep in the endeavour high.
Well, we saw a game, and there's a high tackle. I'll come back to that thought in just a moment. Clay Beams is the man who got the high shot. So he's some 70 metres out. The Michael Voss position. If anybody remembers that big kick against Collingwood. Luke O'Sullivan, the kick didn't go that far. Found Luke O'Sullivan, who in turn went off and found Cameron Reeves, and then Sal Cormick. And that goes back to Luke O'Sullivan. I don't reckon that was an intended target, admittedly, for Sal Cormick, but the important bit is it fell that way. The run, Sal Cormick got it from Brad Howard. Now to centre half forward. Picking it up there was Clay Cameron. Looked to dish it off and then decides to go for goal himself, and just to the wrong side of the post, and one behind, so the margin 29 points. Could Redland make a big run at it here, Bob?
Well, look, that would have lifted him, wouldn't it? Clay Cameron, it would have been his fourth. It just bounced the wrong side of the stick. That one earlier that Dylan Atkins had, exactly the same, just rolled the wrong side of the stick.
And Paparone was happy to take it over the boundary line. He had two bombers for company there, in Goodall and also Thompson. What I was going to say, I called a game yesterday, the Sydney Swans, the Anti-Thunder, and the Sydney Swans, they are ruthless when it comes to these positions of just winning games by big margins. They're never satisfied. And you just wonder if the Lions sometimes put the cue in the rack as Yagmore for Redland goes inside forward 50, pains the target. Frost was the spoiler. Ball just falls out.
You're out here.
Get it again. That was Cameron Reeves to Thompson, and it goes over the top. He throws the arms up, does Matt Thompson. And that's a goal. All of a sudden, the margin 23 points. We still have a game, Bob Batty.
Certainly have, yeah. Look, as I said, Clay Cameron shot just wide of the stick. That would have lifted them. That certainly will lift them. I just love the work rate today of Jackson Payne. He has a bee in his bonnet, hasn't he? He was outnumbered 2-1, got the ball to the front, and a good smother there. They looked as though they were going to get away, but a good smother allowed Matt Thompson to kick his second. And look, they've got some belief, I think. They certainly aren't out of this contest, and if they kick the next one, Brisbane will start to really worry about the outcome of this game.
If they're going to tighten up a little. No real clear winner of the ruck contest. Harwood's in the middle now. Paparone's tackled by Batoli Simmons. The ball just spills out. Trying to come away there was Jack Clayton. And Paparone and Batoli Simmons not happy with each other.
Two great efforts there from the hyphen, though, wasn't it, the captain, Batoli Simmons?
Ball under plenty of bodies there. Trying to come through there. The Lions ends up with Harwood. Inside forward 50. Bounces over the top of Williams. Gets it off to Skinner. Skinner just tried to kick it off the outside of the right and kept it low, and Yagmore got a hand on it, forced it out of bounds. Probably need to straighten up and kick it with a bit of loft, bit of the 9-iron.
Yeah, well, he could have used his left, really. He should be able to kick left from 35-40 out on the run.
Wasted opportunity. A little bit of presence. O'Donnell puts it down at his feet. Brewer's there. Jai Lyons lays the tackle. Now Freeman thought he was going to kick. Instead, he gives it off to Jansen. Jansen around the corner and drills it. A little bit of safety there. Puts the margin back out to 29 points. We've only played 4 minutes in this last quarter. That's Jared Jansen's first for the afternoon. The boy from Bull Creek, Leeming in WA, via East Fremantle, via Geelong in the VFL. He's been everywhere, man. And he's here at Brisbane with a goal.
Yeah, and look, he's been another very good player. Probably their best today, consistency-wise. He's for over the 4 quarters so far, or 3 and a bit quarters, he's been their most consistent ball winner, I believe, and influenced the game not only with ball in hand, but also around the goals. That was a great snap when they needed it. So an important goal for the Brisbane Lions.
Well, as a midfielder, 192 centimetres, 94 kilos. He can be a bit of a bull in there. And again, he's rangy. And as a 22-year-old, he'll be just coming into the best part of his footy career. Harwood swoops on it. Gets it to half forward. It's going to bounce high. Right on forward 50 it is. Skinner was right there. Just close. He just had it. And then just plucking it with nonchalance was Blake Brewer. And the former Redland Bomber, now Brisbane Lions rookie player, can just about put a nail in it.
Yep. Well, this is danger time here for Redland. Ex-Redland boy with the Blake Brewer. He's best and fairest winner down there. This would be a real nail in the coffin here for Redland to take the sting right out of their tail.
30 metres out and misses a point and gets a goal instead. They made the goal umpire work. It's a couple of times we just haven't been quite right behind the ball there. And the goal umpire fooled me, which is not hard to do, I've got to tell you. And Blake Brewer, he scores one and puts the margin out to 35 points.
Yeah, as I mentioned, danger time now. Look at Redland kicking the first goal the last quarter. Would have had their tails up. It's probably sparked the Lions into a little bit of, get rid of that little bit of lethargy from 3/4 time, and they've grit their teeth. And Ryan Harwood's been one. They've rested him in that first quarter, kept him on the pine, and he's got full of run, full of legs, and he could be really damaging in this last quarter, Harwood.
35 points the margin. Redland got within 23. I want to see what they're made of here, because this is where last week the Gold Coast took them to the cleaners. In underneath there is Bailey Lambert. Huddy's there as well. Corey Lyons. Archie Smith just palmed one off in the face, I thought. Corey Lyons gets it to Hanley. Now to Jack Clayton. Goes inside forward 50, and Adrian Williams is the man there first for Redland, and he can repel from his defensive 50, come to the Vulture Street side of the ground. On the wing, he's got Christensen, just with the left, just tries to measure it, looking for Campbell Walker, does well against Allison. Now goes deep, it's Jackson Payne and Frost, and there's a hand in the back, says the umpire, so Jackson Payne can go back and shoot for number 3. Had to be a good kick there from Jackson Payne. Will be number 4. Apologies, can't read my own writing. He's worked hard.
He certainly has. Look, both these boys, opponents here and all day virtually, have been recruited from Collingwood, and didn't really, well, certainly Jackson didn't really get a red-hot go at the Lions, but he's been good today. And there's another one.
And he goes around the corner. We had a good look at that one. Just curled it back nicely. That's 4 for Jackson Payne for the afternoon. And the Bombers keep it alive. Back to 29 points now. We had 12 goals in the first quarter. And then we hit a bit of a stalemate. And now we're only 8 minutes in. We've already had 4 goals in the last.
Yeah, look, the crowd's starting to roll in. I think they play a little bit, the players themselves get a little bit more impetus this time of day. In front of their fans, the Brisbane Lions, they're here to show them that they've got some young boys that can really push up into the senior squad. And Redland trying to just cling on. It's going to be an interesting last 20 minutes.
Crowd starting to file in for the game at 4:40 between the Lions and Carlton. Follow this one right to the end on NEAFL TV. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Sunday afternoon football, round 17. It's the Lions by 29. Jansen gets it to Harwood. It's forward to the centre, out on the wing. Heavy contest, but coming up with it was Bailey Lambert. Well done, young man, again. And Redland, they keep working in, and it was Clay Cameron who got it from Damien Stephen. Sees one short, and it's Christensen over his head. Swooping on it was Adkin, has the kick smothered by Allison. And out of bounds it goes, so probably wasted opportunity. You would have said that Clay Cameron, go back and have a shot.
Yeah, look, it might have been just outside his range, but he's kicked the ball well today. He's kicked 3 goals, 1, and from set shots. But yeah, look, a wasted opportunity there.
McInerney had front spot, puts it down. Frost, right there with him is Payne, and they're happy to take it over. In fact, no, I think Jackson Payne was just trying to play for the free kick as much as anything by suggesting that Frost went out of bounds deliberately. There's the 7-foot boundary umpire, tallest boundary umpire in history. Harwood, quick kick away. Jansen's going to have to be good, and he is. Goes up high. And well done. Man in front, despite the protests of Bailey Lambert. He was outpointed. Lambert, and that's a terrible kick. Straight to Christensen. Christensen lines him up for goal, and the game's still on.
Yeah, good work, Aaron Christensen. Poor kick there from Jared Jansen, and maybe that's the reason he's not pushing up into that senior squad at present. He wins the footy. That was a vice-like mark, but just to turn the ball over like that in the back half, Christensen thought it was his birthday and just strolled in and kicked it nicely. His second. He likes playing against the Lions. He kicks goals when he plays the Brisbane Lions, and look, they're not out of this. 23 points. That's nearly as close as they've been for the whole day, I reckon, Kanga.
Certainly in the second half, almost since quarter time, it's the closest they've been. 23 points the margin. 11 minutes gone this last quarter. Huddy gets it down. Damien Stephen gets the clearance. Goes to the outer wing. Jai Lyons leads the race. It's going to bounce towards the boundary line. He'll get there first, though, young Jai Lyons. You won't miss him. He's got the helmet on. Handballs looking for himself. But Batoli Simmons comes to help and then gets taken over the boundary line on the Stanley Street side of the ground on that outer wing.
Looked like he was going for a try, didn't it, the way he was burrowing down there, but did handball it out towards a teammate in Batoli Simmons. But yeah, an important 5 minutes here for Redland. They get the next one. Start to panic the Lions a bit.
Came off McInerney's shoulder. Cormick to Jai Lyons. Interesting kick, that one. Not with any great effect. Hanley. Now to Lyons. Just queuing up here. Now to Greer. Right on 50. Kicks for goal. And there is the answer. So Greer with his second. Both in this last quarter. And both to just push that margin back out and make it the doubt that is in the mind of the Redland Bombers.
Yeah, 29 points. It might just be a job too far here for Redland. They seem to get within that 4-goal margin. It blows out again. So let's hope they keep on punching and keep going. But you summed it up with the kick from Jai Lyons. I don't know what he was trying to do. Could have bombed it on his right foot and got it into their forward line. He's done a little ticky touch foot off the side of the boot. A little one into the corridor, and that's going to hurt you every time. And Brisbane Lions, certainly through Greer, really capitalised on it.
Margin 29. Beautiful bounce. Exemplary. Can't spell it, but I know how to say it, sort of. Christensen, just off the one step. Jansen, just in front. We'll see what he can do with by foot this time. Kicks it long this time. Contest was Buick. The fist came from Williams. He gets it back off Miller, now to Christensen. They'll try and load from behind centre. Stanley Street side of the ground. Good set of hands there from Walker. In front of the young man, Payne. Or Clayton, I should say. Jack Clayton. And now to Cameron Reeves in front of Hanley. Still 70 metres out from goal. Just chips it up. Looking for Cameron, but Hamilman just got over the top as Cameron was forced to stand underneath it. Ball out of play. 35 metres around from the Redland goal.
Yeah, look, players will be really searching for the fluids in this last quarter. It's been a beautiful day here in southeast Queensland. 24, 25 degrees and plenty of sunshine, and they'll be feeling it in this last quarter.
And Paparone just happy to usher it out. And once again, the boundary umpire, the tallest boundary umpire in AFL, doesn't throw the ball up and in, he throws it down. He's that tall. Smith for Brisbane. He'll help extract it. That's Clay Beams. Gets it to half-back. Skinner, he attacked it hard. Bailey Lambert lays a tackle. Skinner just tapped it on into the path of Buick. He's under siege. Had 3 tacklers there. Howard, Bertoli Simmons just chips a short one and finds Clay Cameron. And will this one be in his range?
Well, yeah, that probably a similar distance to the one previous where he gave it off. So this will tell you, if he kicks it, it just proves that he should have had a shot earlier.
I think he'll go the journey. It's just a question of accuracy. He gives it plenty.
Lovely kick.
Clay Cameron, well done, young man. And that adds goal number 4 for him for the afternoon. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Consistency.
Yeah, well, can he bugger it up and get 2 in the fourth then, Kanga? That's a big question because they need another goal very, very quickly to get right back into this contest. They just will not go away. They're like the mother-in-law knocking on the door. Just won't go away. So good luck to Redland. They've really earned their stripes today.
23 points now the margin. They've promised so much at different times, Redland, but they just haven't been able to get the chocolates enough. Throughout season 2017, they're in the contest yet again. Need to find a bit of killer instinct. Dawson, Paparone, Lions. They'll end up back with Paparone. They're just working it around. It was Clay Beams there. Got it to Dawson. Now it opens up for Hinch. Pardon the pun. Gets it to Allison. Right to 50. It's a scrubby kick. Freeman almost had hands on it. Close. Feeds it over the top to Harwood. And that's another answer. Seesawing. Goal to goal to goal.
3 in the second half to Ryan Harwood. I mentioned that he did not start the game. He had a full quarter on the bench doing a warm-up at quarter time. He was chafing at the bit to get out there. And no wonder. He's in good touch, isn't he, Ryan Harwood? He was playing some good footy until he got injured at senior level. And then I can remember him kicking 5, I think, 5 or 6 in a NEAFL game. Might have been down at Redland, actually, or at Aspley. At Aspley, that's right. So he's had some good form late in this year, Ryan Harwood. And that's a good answering goal for Brisbane Lions. Look, they've been the better side. Let's no bones about it. But Redland have hung in there, haven't they? And have certainly made it a real contest.
Statistical advice there from the NEAFL media manager, Jess Webster, interjecting. You can hear her in the background. The ever-presence around NEAFL football, Jess Webster, she loves it. Secondary stoppage there. Smith just clears the area, belts it. Ends up with Bertoli Simmons coming through the middle of the ground. In fact, it was Cameron Reeves, wrong hyphen. Now Walker gets it off to Payne. Payne loads up. Which way is it going? That's another one. It keeps going. It's goal for goal. Last quarter, the margin was 29. Now back to 23.
Yeah, 5 goals to Jackson Payne, and good work there. Look, they kept the ball alive, didn't they? Campbell Walker did well. You mentioned the hyphen coming through. Well, it's usually Bertoli Simmons, so you were quite right, but this time it was Darcy Cameron Reeves banging the ball forward. He's played mainly as a hit-up half forward today, and now they've thrown him back into the midfield. So good reward for Redland. They've probably kicked, what have they kicked now? Nearly 100 points. Normally it wins most games at this level, so they might fall short today, but they're not giving up without a fight.
Well, if we stop the game right now, they've won the second half, they've won the third quarter and the last quarter if the siren were to sound now, but we'll see what can be loaded up. Still more to come. Christensen gets it going his way. Allison takes a couple of goes at it to try and handle it. Hanley cleverly to, it was the man Jansen. Lyons was in there as well. Here's Josh Clayton. He can't get it. That looked like a throw to me. Play on, says the umpire. Hinge just kicks it, gets it right to forward 50. This is Skinner, has one over the top. It's Clay Beams. He can go back and shoot for goal if he chooses. It'd have to be from 40 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Harwood's calling for it.
And that's poor checking.
He was there for a month of Sundays, Harwood. He thought he would lying up at church there for a minute, but he's going to go back and kick his fourth for the second half. Just all out attack, I think it is. It's Redland know they've got to kick a lot of goals, and when it comes back the other way, it comes back in a hurry.
Well, if he's lining up for Church, Lee Harding's clutching the rosary beads right now because Ryan Harwood kicks his fourth, 2 in the third, 2 in the last, and the lead back out to 29 points. So it's been goal for goal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last 6 goals have been goal for goal. 3 each way.
Yeah, Beams, Jansen and Harwood in that second half have dominated that midfield, haven't they? Bertoli, Simmons, young Cormick's tried hard. Jack Rolls' first half was probably better than his second. So they've just sort of got on top. Weight of numbers, they've rotated through there. Just too strong, but you never know. It's going to go back down the other end, hopefully, and Redland might kick the next.
Well, it's been entertaining, if nothing else. This afternoon, we've seen 32 goals kicked. It's great to see it's not a one-sided affair. A good contest. Huddy, Stephen, he's wrapped up, and we'll go again. Ball was just starting to go the Lions' way, but wrapped up. So we'll see who can gain some ascendancy. Redland will have to be very good from here to put 5 on. Beams through the middle again. It's the run of Clayton. Just bats it forward, gets up quickly. Close is the man first to the ball. Josh Clayton's there again. The ball went out though, so Close can give the ball back to the boundary umpire. Somebody will. We'll have a throw in. Half forward flank on this Vulture Street side of the ground. The Lions attacking. McInerney, front spot over Huddy. Jansen just wipes one off. Lyons, clever handball, threads the needle, gives it to Beams, goes to the corner there and finds Freeman just inside the boundary line. Haven't seen much of him in this second half, Bob.
No, Mills has stuck to his task. Look, they haven't delivered it all that well to him, but he's a nice kick inside. No.
He's looking for Close. Brad Howard out of defence. In fact, it was Mills. Hamilman over the top with Cameron there. Clayton goes back. Darcy Cameron Reeves on hands and knees. Jack Clayton was there as well, and the ball's over the line. And Hanley, the boy from County Mayo. Have you seen his game, Bob? He was
started well.
Early.
Yeah, started well, but no, he's had his hands full, I think, from quarter time on. And yeah, look, there's been a few players in and out. Buick's been in and out. As I mentioned, Hanley, Clayton in and out, Paparone in and out. So it hasn't all been their own way.
Miller's wrapped up. Jansen extracts it. Lyons just gets it on the bobble. Short kick, didn't go the required distance. It was Damien Stephen that got it. Howard just tries to take it with him, can't do so. So the Lions have got a chance. Plenty of players around the contest though, and Howard is forced to lay the tackle and just try and tie it up. So the Lions couldn't go anywhere, and that was Paparone getting up with the footy. Umpire barking instructions to the ruckman. Smith at front spot. Beams is wrapped up straight away by Bailey Lambert. Will go right again. Plenty of players back in the contest. A few hands on hips now. Players getting tired, no doubt.
Yeah, shadows lengthening across the ground, but yeah, certainly been a real hot one for these players today.
24 degrees. Where would you rather be? Huddy just gets a handball away. Harwood was the tackler. He's up and going at it again. Williams emerges with the football, gives it out wide. Has Jackson Payne. He handballs back to Williams. Well done. Look out, Williams, but he eludes Frost. Cormick had a task with that handball. Clay Cameron almost copped a high one. Umpire says no. Yagmore got it from Jai Lyons. It goes over the top. Thompson can run onto it, run into an open goal, and easy as you like, just chips it over the line. And that is his third for the afternoon. And the margin, would you guess that it's back to 23 points?
Well, they won't die, will they? They just refuse to give in, and good work there. It was a mongrel kick from, we mentioned Yagmore kicks the ball beautifully. Well, he's kicked a worm burner that killed about 18 worms on the way through, but bounced over the top of the defender there for Brisbane. I think it might have been Mitch Hinge, and good work, Thompson. He's kicked 3. He's earned his keep today on the big surrounds here at the beautiful Gabba.
The shadow right across the centre circle now here at the Gabba. Doesn't stop a wonderful bounce. Kudos to the umpire. Damien Stephen took a fresh air shot. Hopefully just about connected with Jansen. Howard tried to give it to Yagmore. They turned it over though as he couldn't take it with him. Corey Lyons gets it inside and gives it to Michael Close. And he'll have the chance to go back 45-degree angle. We'll get a great look at this on NEAFL TV as Michael Close goes back and shoots for goal. He has got 1 goal, 2 this afternoon, 18 disposals, and that was his 8th mark.
Yeah, you can. You mentioned the mistakes when they go through that corridor, and just one bad handball. The idea was right from Howard and Yagmore, but just didn't quite hit the target. Lyons pounced on it, and he hurts your Lyons when he's got the footy. Usually hits the target.
A little bit run in, and looks on target, straight as a die. Margin 29. And that's 8 goals that they've traded. 1 by 1 in this last quarter. And the margin is, as I said, 29 points. We played 26 and a half minutes of the last quarter.
Well, 12 goals this last quarter, 6 each. So, unbelievable last quarter of footy. I think I've got the maths right. I might be wrong, but...
spot on.
Yeah, 12 goals is a good quarter of footy in anyone's language. But yeah, look, they've kicked 12 in the first quarter, 12 in the last. So their consistency of effort has been fantastic from both teams. But the best team certainly been Brisbane Lions. They've deserved this lead and what will go down as a nice little victory. Just enough, I would have thought, from their coaching staff.
And amazingly, between the second and third quarter collectively, there was only 10 goals scored as the ball will come back to the middle. Umpire will throw it up. Give a massive rap about the bounce. And they've got to go and throw it up now. I look directly at the umpiring panel to my right.
You only get better by practice.
That's exactly right. They've done a good job today, the umpires. Got to give them a rap where it's due. Lions dispossessed. Redland try and come through. Batoli Simmons has got it now. He's got one arm pinned, so he's always going to be in a bit of strife. Umpire says play on though. Damien Stephen beaten to it by...
Bang.
Yep, and it's Yagmore goes the other
Bang.
way and absolutely gives it everything and just to the left.
If I was Peter Yagmore's manager, I'd get him a contract over as a punter. He kicks the ball as good as anyone I've seen from up Queensland way in the last 10 or 15 years. A beautiful kick.
So the Lions bring it out. Just a second behind of the quarter, 6-2 in this quarter, Redland to 6 straight goals, the Lions. As Close goes down the line, finds Harwood, and Harwood says, settle down. Just a little bit more of me on the camera for a little bit while I chew up a few seconds, give it to Jansen, goes short, finds Lyons. I love having a bit of a wax. Goes back to Close, so they'll just try and play a bit of keepings off here. 28 points is the margin. So time is going to be running out pretty shortly, although this quarter might go on for a little bit yet, given the fact that we've got 12 goals. Frost, Hanley. Just trying to find a way forward. Coming out to meet it on the lead there was Dawson through the middle of the Gabba. Goes out wide. Has Allison out there. And Harwood's made his way over there to the wing. Now gives it to Allison, the run. Now they try and work it through. The kick was terrible conveyance in the air. Buick's got it, has his kick smothered. Plenty of players around the contest. Smith feeds it back to McInerney. The ruckman to ruckman. Goes up high. Closes there. Just protected the drop zone. And Adkins was there and it fell into the bread basket. The ample gut of Michael Close.
Well, yeah, fitness fanatic, young Michael Close. He's a great endurance athlete, and he works just as hard in the last quarter as he does in the first. And good mark there. He takes a lot of those, doesn't he, where he just puts the big posterior out a little bit to make sure he protects that drop of the ball. And good finish. And look, he'll kick 2 in a row here, hopefully, for Lions fans, and really put a nail in the coffin here.
Michael Close comes in and doesn't even make the distance, so taking a mark there is Adrian Williams. So you see Lions coach Chris Fagan being interviewed in the background. Williams plays on. Miller, the back pocket. It's off to Bailey, dangerous, and round the corner goes Brewer. Thrice good goals for Blake Brewer.
Yeah,
in fact, it was touched off the boot.
Yeah.
And what about the bomb from Yagmore? That is through the centre. Sign him up, NFL clubs. And Christensen gets it back. He tried to manufacture, goes around the corner, and Christensen kicks a ripper. It started with the bomb from Yagmore and finishes with Christensen. What a goal!
Yeah, no, great football, wasn't it? And yeah, Peter Yagmore, the boy from Cairns, great kid, just didn't quite make it at the Pies. And look, he's been a revelation today with his kicking, as he does every time he runs out on this footy field. But yeah, you mentioned NFL. Well, Redland will be trying to keep hold of him, but if you're an NRL punter, have a look how far he kicked that ball. It's hit the centre circle. Takes me back many years to a bloke called Duckworth that played at Fitzroy many, many years ago. Used to bomb the ball from fullback, hit the centre every time. Johnny Duckworth.
Remember Dustin Fletcher used to unleash
Yep.
the big bomb occasionally?
We just love those, don't we?
We do.
Bring it back.
Of course, we saw a player, I'm just trying to think who the player was in the AFL that kicked a 70-metre conveyance the other, must have been last week after the siren.
I missed that one.
Come to me in a moment. Where's your NEAFL media manager when you need her? Because she's on top of that one. Jess Webster. Ball hasn't gone far from the restart. We'll focus back on the play. Closing minutes. Batoli Simmons gets it going his way. Half forward. Bounces. Hanley uses his soccer skills. That'll need to stay in. Otherwise, that could be deliberate, I think. And it is.
Yep.
So he'll lose it, Jai Lyons.
Umpire Kane Nunn right onto that one.
He'll have none of that. And goes inside forward 50.
Oh.
And Adkins works his opponent off the ball and takes a mark. It was young Jack Payne just working out his body position against the men. And he was outpointed on that occasion by Dylan Adkins.
Yeah, no, he's got to be more solid than that, Jack Payne. The big body. All he had to do was set his midriff and they wouldn't have got past him.
23 points was the margin. Now, with that good goal by Dylan Adkins, brings it back down.
17 points.
Yes.
Wow. They just need a 40-minute quarter and they're a chance. Kanga, we need another 8 minutes on the
Yeah, that's right.
time
It's
clock.
actually 22 points is the margin.
22.
The scoreboard has it wrong. I'm going by the beautiful people at Champion Data. Hello to Glenn Luff and Greg Planner there. Great work, boys, as always. And all the calling team.
They don't often make a mistake, do they? They don't make a mistake, in fact. So, no, good work here. Look, Lee Harding will be pretty... You can't be happy when you lose, but gee, you must be happy with their endeavour and their ability to keep going today.
Archie Smith gets it going his way. Skinner's underneath the ball. There's a couple of Redland players. The contest is there Freeman slung off it. Legally says the umpire. Batoli Simmons kicks it up in the air under pressure. Howard tries to get the handball. It was smothered by Allison. Now gets it off to Josh Clayton. Now off to Beams. He can line him up. Round the corner. And that hits the post. A bit of premature cheering from down in the stands. There
I thought he was going to go the barrel again, but he just did a big drop punt for 70.
And that's a lovely mark going back there from Mitch Hinge. The captain of today will come away with a win. Looking up into the sun. Goes short to Hanley. What about the running power of Hanley? He's got all those attributes of his brother Pierce. Kicks the ball, looking for a target. Williams couldn't take it from Redland. Yagmore just tries to clear the area and it just fortuitously falls into the arms of O'Sullivan. The run of Howard comes through the middle of the ground. Finds Christensen. He'll want to take off quickly as is his want and will. Gets it off to Payne inside forward 50. They can line up for another one and he kicks it. That is 6 for Jackson Payne. And they keep coming. Do the Bombers. The margin down to 17 points. 2011, 131 to Redland, 18-6, 114. That's going via the champion data stats, even though the scoreboard's showing me something different. Here at the Gabba, Jackson Payne been serviceable or more than serviceable. He's presented.
Oh, yeah.
And 6 goals, a great return.
Oh, no, he would have loved every one of those 6 too on playing on Jack Frost. He'd go up and give him the high five at the end and say, I got more than that, I got 6. But no, good work. Good work from Redland. They've tried hard. And look, I reckon Mitch Hahn at the end of this game, when he looks at the tape, he'll have a few words with some of these boys. They've at times lacked that little bit of real dash around the footy, I reckon.
Now they'll come away with it. This is Archie Smith, inside forward 50, on the bounce. Brewer's there all by himself. Just runs in, open goal, and all of a sudden, Blake Brewer has kicked 4 in the last quarter. Just double check my stats.
I think 3. I think he hit the post.
Oh, that's right, he did too. My apologies. So 3 in the last quarter to Blake Brewer and re-establishes the margin back out to 23 points. So we've had 17 goals kicked in the last quarter, Bob.
Wow,
it's been frenetic.
That's one each minute and a half. We're going to run out of spots for putting the goal kickers in a minute. This has been an unbelievable quarter footy, but look, it's all been attack, hasn't it? As soon as the ball's been turned over, bang, they go the other way and it's been a goal. So great to watch. I'm sure the defensive coaches aren't too impressed with both teams.
And that was the last kick of the day as the final siren sounds. It's the Brisbane Lions who come away with a 23-point victory in what was an entertaining game. 39 goals kicked, or 38 goals kicked, I should say. It ended up 2012, 132 to Redland, 18-6, 114. And it was, particularly from the start where we saw 12 goals in the first quarter, 10 goals through the middle 2 quarters, and then 16 goals in the last quarter. It was a pretty amazing game in the finish, Bob.
It was like a shootout at the OK Corral. They had the guns out and they were just blazing at those sausage rolls, and they kicked plenty, didn't they? And look, great game of footy. Very good to watch. Well done to a few players from Redland I want to mention. Jackson Payne, certainly Clay Cameron. The captain was very, very good. Batoli Simmons and Yagmore. I want to mention them. For Brisbane, none better than, I thought the best player in the ground was probably Jared Jansen. But look, for 3 quarters of footy, Ryan Harwood wasn't too bad. Look, they had winners all over the ground. Certainly their midfield was just a bit stronger. Clay Booms is very good. And certainly that Redland go away from this contest with something. Even though they didn't win the contest, their fans would be happy that they've been to the Gabba and have come away with a bit of a smile.
Yeah, that they do. Again, they always get close. They're generally in the game, but they just can't get the job done. But in the end, The scoreboard was correct, so I had that confirmed. So my apologies to the score attendants here. And Champion Data have adjusted that score. So 2012, 132. Redland, 18-6, 114. And it was 18 points the margin in the finish. We need to wrap it up because we've got to get ready here for the next game, which is the Brisbane Lions taking on the Carlton Blues here. 4:40 is the start, but the players coming out to warm up. Bob Batty, thanks for your company this afternoon. It was great to have the pleasure of having you with us.
No, we really enjoyed the game. Love coming to the Gabba and watching footy. Certainly on a 24 to 25 degree day. Nothing better than beat the Gabba and watching some good footy.
And for all the news and stats and all upcoming features that are happening in the NEAFL, we are getting to the business end of the season. Make sure you visit the NEAFL website. See lots of great articles by Jess Webster and plenty of other contributors. It'll let you know all the upcoming games, all the upcoming news, and of course, we're going to see who's going to win the NEAFL MVP is what I'm trying to say. In a couple of weeks upcoming. So make sure you check that one out. So on behalf of Bob and myself, Mark Kennedy, thanks for joining us this afternoon. And we bid you farewell and look forward to the next clash on NEAFL TV.